on Storm King's Thunder. You finished your business in Yartar. You acquired the Great Sword of Giant Slaying, and you were asked politely to never return to the city of Yartar ever again. You didn't need no stinky Yartar anyways, so you headed down the road, a couple days down the road to Tribor, which is where we finished up. And in Tribor, you filled up your quest log, which was already full to bursting, with about, 100 more quests, and then made some tough decisions about where you would go next. I think that's about it. Yeah?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, cool. So, on that note, where do you want to go next? Your plan is still to swing by Wave Echo Cave / Phandalin?
This would be the
We have
next
to.
morning
That's where we're
after.
getting our mounts.
Yeah, this would be the morning after. Karak
Definitely
has
wanna bring up-
improved party relations with the Emerald Enclave, Hyuk, and everybody has gotten a long rest.
Got some of that strange.
Marcus wants to challenge everyone to a duel to avoid going to the Hill Giants. 1v4. I'm willing to do it.
Technically, it would be 2v4 because I don't think Gyoza wants to go to him. But
fair. All right, Gyoza, we got this.
But after the incident of the death of Captain Zalnos in Skull and Shackles game, we no longer resolve party conflict via PvP. So
fair.
Yeah.
That's
now,
fair.
yeah,
I'll accept that.
That's still
Plus, there's the charter.
Well, the way I look at it, we're repaying Claw Ilium Atar, so it's okay.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I do want to ask Gelrin Fohammer if he is interested. Sorry about the background, guys.
Sure.
I want to ask him if he's interested in going to Wave Echo Cave.
Oh, he was totally interested in doing it.
Yeah.
we
Okay,
did
word
that
then.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Can he travel with you?
Absolutely, we're going to Phandalin. Yeah.
Okay.
Then we can get some guides for him there from that point, or we could take him straight to Wave Echo Cave. What do you guys?
All right. If your business here in Tribor itself is done, I'll take you back to the main dash so you can examine your map. But more than likely, it sounds like you're just gonna follow the road? ?
I think that's the quickest and safest.
Is it the
Personally.
safest? I think we messed up. We never made it before.
I think with the point that we're at right now, and the weapons and the gear and equipment we have, and the fact that we don't have a ranger, I think it is the safest.
Sure. Okay.
Oh, come on, Gills, where's your sense of adventure? Come on, man.
I mean, it's just a road. How bad could it be?
Exactly.
If it makes you feel any better, I'll stand in front of you and kill anything that comes up and says naughty words to you.
Yeah, I'll stand right next to you, Gilza. I got you.
Did we spend a night in this town?
Yes.
We did.
Yes, yep. You gain the benefits of a long rest.
Okay.
Also,
If possible, at the inn, and any inn we may go into until this stupid disease is out. Lars, we're trying to arrange. I put it into game art, but this is essentially how I spend my time when we're in town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
Do you have rubber ducky as well?
I mean, don't know why you go to the rubber duck. I'm focusing on the tub. Clearly, the tub was the key takeaway here.
No, I'm imagining Lars bathing himself and singing, "Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bathtub so much fun."
Fair enough.
Rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you.
Your skin doesn't like the soap very much. It's affecting the natural mucus that you've started secreting through your skin.
Ew.
Yeah. So you have kind of a permanent like film now. Yeah.
And like, we're sure this druid knew what she was talking about. That this is gonna fade away.
She seems super confident.
Because this is like getting worse, not better.
Sometimes it gets worse before it gets better.
True.
That's how diseases work.
Life lessons. Sometimes
That's how
Quick
getting-
question:
that's how
Do we
getting
need to
sick
get a? Do we need to hire a horse and cart for a for carrying a tub of water? That might just make
It
life
honestly would be
easier.
it would honestly be a pretty good idea. It would be a pretty good
Because I
idea.
know we've got the whole control water business, but that
Mhm.
seems like an awful lot of work.
Lars
Well,
would be okay if there was an actual tub involved. When you guys were talking about sticking them in a bucket, that was when it was like a
First
no-go
of
on
all,
the wagon.
the suggestion was a barrel. And secondly, you could purchase a cart for 15 gold. Nobody rents to adventurers. As a rule of thumb. You can purchase a cart for 15 gold.
I'll down the 15 gold.
All right. Who's going to pull it? Gyoza as an animal, or are you going to buy some donkeys or some oxen?
How much are cheap horses?
Well, right now, livestock is nearly double price because the hill giants have
Ooh.
stolen almost all the livestock in the area.
Yeah, I don't know. Never. Unless oxen are still dirt cheap, I'm gonna say never mind.
Okay.
That's why we got donkeys before.
I still
Because they
miss my
are.
donkey.
Yeah. You want to get donkeys this time? We could do donkeys.
I'm gonna say. How much is an oxen right now? Currently,
Yeah.
even double price.
I believe an oxen is normally about 15 gold.
So
You could
about
do
30.
you could do a draft horse. There we go. Oh, they're they're up there now.
Yeah.
They're normally 50 gold, and they're much higher than that now. So
Do an oxen.
Yeah, I don't know about.
That's why we
I
get the
think
mule.
oxen's probably. Oxen's
get the
probably
mule.
more our thing.
you want to get another
Is the mule
donkey? All
I'm
right.
pretty sure an oxen's faster, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Speed's like, and he's gonna run out.
Yeah,
of
an ox is
water.
normally 15 gold. You could pick one up for 20 gold if you just wanted an ox. if you-
I will pay
I'm
for
looking at
an
their
ox.
speed.
A donkey or a mule you could probably pick up for about 12 gold right now. But you'd probably need two, where you'd only need
Right.
one oxen.
So
Beast of
I
burden.
would like to interject and say that if we buy a donkey, I would like to name it.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, let's
Where-
go with mules. Let's go with mules.
All right, so you're buying a cart for 15 gold, and then 2 donkeys for 24 gold. All right,
Okay.
and you need a big tub, right?
I'll front the cart and half for the mules.
Okay.
I'll pay the other half for the mules.
For a Geralt of Rivia style wooden bathtub for Fishman Lars to hang out in, that will be 4 gold pieces.
Lars will pay for his tub.
Okay.
All right, you now own a Geralt wooden bathtub.
Okay. So one of our donkeys is named Windmill.
Okay.
And the other one is named Hoti.
All right, fair enough.
Don Quixote.
Yes, Don Quixote
Gotcha.
and Windmill.
All right, so
Fury.
Donkey.
Fury's still in the stables, way over in Mage City,
Silvery
Huh,
Moon.
hope he's
in
okay.
Silvery Moon.
Oh, Blue's with him. You know.
Yeah, Blue's with them.
okay. So let's see. You guys are traveling what 5 hours a day, about 80 miles. So it's about 3 days of travel, unless everybody's going to mount up. If you're just kind of going on foot / the speed of the thing. If you got a cart, I don't know. Do you want to risk using spell slots on summoning mounts and stuff, Gyoza, or you okay with taking 3 days to get there?
Well,
I
we
told them
budgeted for
previously
3
be-
days.
I budgeted for 3 days. The conversation with Delphine.
Yeah.
But I think it was 3 days max.
Yep.
If that's a for sure, then sounds good to me personally.
If you
Unless,
want to,
is it-
push and do 9 hours a day, everyone just has to make a DC 11 Constitution save each evening to see if they got exhausted.
Garrick's good with marching.
Okay.
You know, like doing the extra work. I don't know how the rest of the party feels, but I'm cool with that.
I mean, the worst case scenario is you get attacked in your sleep and have exhaustion during that battle. Otherwise, you'll sleep and get back the level of exhaustion that you had. So, all right. If that's the case, you are going to spend 2 days marching along the road. Fair enough. All right. With your dwarf in tow, your bathtub in a cart, and your 2 new donkeys. You guys head west along the road, headed to Phandalin. The road is Tribor Trail. Neverwinter Wood to your north, and the rocky foothills of the Sword Mountains to the south. Does anybody have anything in particular they want to take care of during this kind of journey?
Yes,
or
actually, I vividly remember,
Mhm.
Crash, you telling me that there was a shrine to Magubliet on the
Yes,
way between here and Phandalin.
there
And
was.
I defaced it. I want to see if that shrine is still defaced, and if it's not, I
Okay.
want to.
Interesting. Okay. That was, I think, right outside of Phandalin, right? So
It was definitely
yeah.
on the Tribor Trail. I think in between there and Tribor. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90%.
All right, fair enough. Let's see. As you guys travel along the road on this first day of travel, let's see. What interesting thing may or may not happen during your travel? It could just be a normal day on the road. Okay. All right. At about 3 in the afternoon, you guys do come across a traveling minstrel who is kind of sitting on the side of the road. He has no horse, a light pack, and he is sort of just sitting on a like a tree stump on the side of the road. The minstrel nervously kind of waves to you as you approach, but seeing your eclectic crew, your naked fishman in a Geralt bathtub, in a cart pulled by 2 donkeys, a half-orc with a big sword, etc., etc., he realizes quite quickly that you are, in fact, adventurers. And yeah, the bard sort of hails you guys as you approach, getting over his fear quickly. Does anybody respond, or do you just kind of keep your eyes straight ahead and keep going?
Nope, I'm gonna wave to him, but I'm also gonna cast detect magic as we're coming up on him.
All right, fair enough.
Carrick will nod at him, but won't say anything. He's not looking to. He's focused on the task at hand, which is getting.
Give me these. Yeah, get these
Hail
level 1 encounters
and
out of here,
well-
Crash.
Hail
Give me
and
some
well
giants.
met, bard, sir.
All right, so it is an older gentleman, and as you wave to him, he smiles back and says, hail and well met. It's good to find you in good spirits here along the road. I reckon you're adventurers.
You reckon correctly.
It's not every day you see a talking manticore and a fishman. So, what can this humble minstrel do for you? Are you seeking information?
Are you seeking information?
I happen to be in the business of selling information and also trading. If you had some juicy tidbit of knowledge, I'd gladly take it in exchange for a bit of know-how of my own.
As I'm talking to him, does my detect magic ping anything on him? Is he magic?
We need to know exactly how many magic items we're gonna take off this guy's body when we wail.
He's a regular dude, which is startling because he is traveling alone during this time when giants are ravaging the Sword Coast.
Tell you what, you tell us any information you think might be pertinent to go kill some hill giants around here, and you can join us and have the adventure of a lifetime.
Oh, wow. I've had enough adventures in my time, thanks. But if you're seeking the hill giants, then I do have some information about it. And I'm willing to part with that information for 11 silver pieces or 1 golden dragon.
What if I...
Sold as he takes out a golden dragon.
Hey, hold on, Marcus.
Yeah, what?
What if I gave you a godly blessing instead?
Ooh. I would be a fool to turn down such a majestic beast as yourself. How about I give you 2 rumors about giants, 1 for the gold and 1 for the blessing?
Deal.
All right then.
There it is.
When do I get the blessing? Before or after I've spilled the tea?
Well, you know what? I'm generous. I'll do it before.
All right. What blessing do you bestow upon this humble man?
I'm gonna pull out. Where'd it go? I will pull out the
Okay.
Boblin the Goblin doll.
All right. You're gonna offer him the Boblin the Goblin doll as a godly blessing.
Yes.
Okay. His
It is
eyes go wide as you brandish this incredible prize, and he tries to play it smooth. Oh, that old thing. I suppose that'll have to do.
Of course.
All right, and he quickly
Like him a gold.
tucks away the Boblin the Goblin doll, excited that he has come across such a rare and special treasure in this desolate place. He takes your coin, and no offense, he does bite it to make sure you're not giving him chocolate coins, because he knows how Lathander rolls.
Be sure to keep that. Be sure to keep
Fair.
that gift safe, for it will keep you safe in return.
Oh, I will. So, being a minstrel, I can only tell you the rumors in song. But OOC, I'm not going to make you guys listen to me sing these rumors, so I'll just give you the paraphrase for the rumors. Essentially,
You can sing it. I mean, I sing Rubber Ducky. Yeah.
he sings you a very competent kind of like rap battle like rap about how fat Chief Guh is. Chief Guh being the leader of all the hill giants. You surmise, based on a combination of literary allusions and blatant insults, that she weighs about 20,000 pounds or more.
That is
a big girl.
Big lady.
Yeah. He may or may not have like a chorus line of "That's one huge bitch." Which might also be the name of the song. The next song he sings to you about hill giants is of the lonely, scorned huntress. Apparently, in the Desert Hills, there is a lonely tower, and in that lonely tower is a giantess, a great huntress and master of the animals. She was driven from her homeland by Chief Guh, and now she cries away in sorrow and loneliness, too weak to get the vengeance that she seeks, but knowledgeable of all Chief Guh's defenses. All right. Assuming any of this is true, it does seem to be pretty useful information.
And does he say which direction this tower is in?
The Desert Hills are southeast of your current location. Yeah.
Can you insight check a song?
Sure. Yeah.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Did he give any landmarks with
The man
tower?
seems competent and confident in his songs, but you get the feeling that they have been assembled using third and fourth hand facts.
Hmm. Yeah, had a good beat to it though.
Yeah.
Gonna knock you out. Mama gonna knock you out.
Yeah. So that is what he has for you. Do you wish to palaver longer with him, or do you continue on your way?
Does anyone have any questions for him?
I do not.
Okay.
Then I will thank you, old bard, for your knowledge and generosity. As a bard, you should spread the word of me, Salem.
That I will. I'll spread the tale of the talking manticore who hands out blessings.
Ooh, and you can have this, and I'll pull out a dulcimer from one of my pockets.
Oh, that is a large instrument. Thank you. I'll gladly take this.
Yes, you will.
All right. Yeah, it weighs 10 pounds, but he will gladly take it, and he will play you a tune on it. And that is that. That is your transaction. All right. Extremely pleased with how this went. He kind of sits back down on his stump and packs his pipe and begins puffing away at it.
Oh crap! I could have given him a really cool pipe. I forgot about it.
I mean, he's still there.
Well,
if you want to give him a really sweet pipe on top of a dulcimer, on top of a Boblin the Goblin doll, on top of a gold piece, he's having a great fucking day.
We gotta go to Phandalin.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. Maybe
All
if
right.
we run into him again.
Fair enough. All right, you guys ride off down the road. That night, you set up your campsite. Your party is powerful and diverse, and during the night, there are creatures that kind of come close to investigate from the Neverwinter Woods to kind of see what you're all about. But ultimately, they are not interested in what you are about. You have reached a point of strength where they sort of do the whole right click, consider, and then your name tags fucking show up all red with like
It has,
skulls
the
and shit.
question mark
Yeah,
level.
yeah. It's like, yeah, and they're like, nope, we're heading back to the doobie area.
Those aren't even the
We done
bosses.
messed up, guys. Is this a world boss?
Yeah.
So that's good. The morning comes and you continue on your journey. I guess the question here is, do you cut through the rocky foothills of the Sword Mountains to go directly to Wave Echo Cave, or do you head to Phandalin with the intention of maybe swinging by? You're not sure.
We'll just go to Phandalin. And then if we get flying mounts, it'd be real easy to stop by there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Okay. All
Will
right.
our cart make it through the mountains?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Lars is going to suggest that perhaps wherever we stop, we maybe want to stop for an extended period of time.
Why?
To give him some time to
one to
shake off
30
this
days
illness.
of this disease,
Mm.
and several of us have several weeks of giant learning.
You want us?
Perhaps
you
a
want
little
us to stop
downtime
for
might
a
be in
month
order.
while all these giants are going around collecting things that could end the world.
Yep, that's what I'm proposing.
A little bit of downtime.
A little bit of downtime. For all we know, it'll be like a day or two, but for all we know, it could be up to 30 days minus however long I've had it.
Well, we're just gonna roll with it until hopefully we stop before something world-ending happens, or
Do we know of anything that's like on a timer?
I mean, maybe.
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
the
know.
giants are on a
The
timer.
ordering.
I mean, I'm
So
pretty
the-
sure Marcus has a thing where he can like cast a spell and ask his god a direct question.
Oh,
True.
yeah.
So
Speaking of which, I do have that spell prepared. Let me go ahead and cast it.
Okay.
see if like taking a 1 to 3 week downtime would be perilous for the entire world.
Yeah, I want to ask. If taking a downtime over the next few 2 to 3 days would be detrimental to
Two
what
to
we
3
intend to do.
days. Okay, that's significantly shorter than what was
2 to 3
suggested
days.
by.
Wait, what do you guys? Well, because I can only ask for an event to occur within 7 days.
Oh.
Okay, well, ask about
That's
the
my
7
limit.
days. then.
Okay.
Okay, I'll ask for 6 days then.
Will the world end in the next 6
I'll
days?
ask
He's like
for
negotiating.
6 days.
No, I'll go to
If
6.
there will be, yeah, all right. I'll ask if there's any detriment to taking downtime for the next 6 days.
All right.
And
You
then
cast this in the
handling-
morning at breakfast, or did you cast it late at night when?
Well, realizing now, I guess now that they brought it up, I'm casting it now. Yeah.
Okay, so in the morning, as you guys are packing up your campsite or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you ask Lathander, god of the sun and humans, if the world, give me the exact wording here, Evil Genie style.
If we decide to take some downtime over
The
the
capital
next 6
W,
days,
we being the Sword Saints.
yes.
Okay,
We
okay.
being the Sword Saints.
All right.
Decide to take downtime over the next 6 days.
All right.
Will that affect our odds of handling anything with the hill giants on the 7th?
Okay. Okay. The sun shines bright, and as you ask the question, it shines brighter still.
Worthless spell.
Wait,
At least it wasn't a rhyme.
It's a little warm out.
Uh,
This
morning.
as the caster of this 4th level spell, you take that to mean that things will continue to be as they are. In your studies and training, you know that if the sun had been covered by an eclipse or something, it would have been like, oh hell no.
Oh yeah. I figured that's what you were getting at. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So what
Sounds
Lars is proposing is basically maybe cast that spell once every 5 or 6 days, and then we can take some downtime. Those of us who are still learning Giant can continue to try and learn Giant, and add to our smattering of understanding, and then maybe
By
the
what
damn
means?
water curse can go away, and we can do it with a quick and easy downtime.
Actually, that's a good question. How are we learning Giant?
Does anyone here speak Giant?
No.
Then I'm sure someone in town will.
We gotta get a
We'll have to see.
giant book, the Thor's source. I don't know.
Haha.
I
What if a
actually don't
giant
need to
book
worry
is
about that. I have
actually a
tongues
giant
ready.
book?
Egan has some chocolates he wants to eat. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Do you want to eat them?
I think we can probably wait till we get into town. I don't want to hold up the travel.
Okay, fair enough. The only thing you encounter on your way down the road is, because you are keeping such a speedy pace with your forced march, you do overtake some refugees. They seem to be a family of farmers. Do you stop, or do you just keep on going?
Are they like, they don't have a cart, they don't have anything, they're like just slumping on?
They are sort of just dragging their belongings behind them in a makeshift sled. Those of you who have been low-level characters who are greedy for loot, you remember those days of making a
And
makeshift sled.
what are they? Can we tell what race they are?
They are humans.
Okay, well,
Egan
Salem
would
is
know.
super suspicious, so as we're coming up on him, detect magic.
Okay. These are the most non-magical human farmers you have ever seen.
Egan
Hello
Lars
there.
is going to ask you to give them the 3 platinum pieces that are in my pouch.
Okay.
Why?
All right.
Salem slappies over.
The 3, so the 3 people, a distraught woman, a distraught man, and a confused child. They all look like they've been through hell and back. They are frightened as you approach, assuming the worst, thinking that you are bandits that mean to kill them. as they kind of prepare for the inevitable robbing, maiming, and murder that is bound to happen, they stalwartly swallow their fear and wait to see what you're going to do.
Fear not, gentle peasants.
The woman cannot hold back her cry of fear as the manticore begins speaking to her. She looks and sees that you are flanked by 2 very dry fishmen. Her eyes frantically search the scene and see that Geralt of literal Rivia is laying man spread in a bathtub, his translucent skin, his heart barely beating once every minute or so. He looks like a drowned translucent corpse floating in a fucking bathtub with 2 real ugly donkeys pulling the cart. Looking around for something that could assuage her fears, her eyes rest upon this half-orc over here that is looking extremely tough. She just kind of faints a little. Her husband grabs her, and the small child pulls out a wooden sword and stands between you and his family, ready to die for them.
You are a brave child. Foolish, but brave. For that, I will reward you. And I'll give him. I'll put the 3 platinum in the kids. I'll hold out the 3 platinum for the kid to take.
No. I asked Egan to give them the platinum. Not Salem.
Salem said he already said he got it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Salem was wrong.
Egan was too.
Because if Lars handed the platinum to Egan, then Egan is the one handing it over.
Did you, or are you just naked in the bathtub and your clothes are just sort of...
I asked Egan to get the 3 platinum from my
All right,
house.
fair enough.
Right. And I was planning on approaching anyway, so...
Okay. As you...
Salem has 3 platinum of his own.
All right, you shower these people with platinum. 3 from the magic-talking manticore and 3 from the paladin of Helm. The child looks at the money and looks at his father. The father kind of slaps the wife in the face gently to kind of wake her up and motions to the money, and she faints again.
Mm.
I'll ask them if they're hungry.
And I'll ask them where they're headed as well.
They said, well, we're headed to Phandalin. You see, everything we have was taken by the hill giants, including my brother and his family.
Quest updated.
Wonderful. Not that fact that your family was taken, but the fact that we are also headed to Phandalin.
They took all our pigs and all our goats.
Not the goats.
They took everything. We fled. I feel, even now, the great shame of cowardice, watching as my brother and his family were thrown into sacks and carried away by those great brutes.
Do you know how close they are to Phandalin?
No. We had a farm down the road a bit, about 12 or 13 hours outside of Tribor, south of the Tribor Trail, near the foothills. That's where they came for us. And they retreated back into the foothills as well. You're very smart that you didn't travel through the foothills.
Well,
the encounter rate on hill giants is really high now.
Marcus smiles to himself.
Well, it's lucky that you ran into us. We can escort you the rest of the way to Phandalin if you like.
You give us a king's fortune and then offer to escort us to safety? Truly,
yes.
You are a blessing.
Well, no, this is a blessing, and I'll pull out a bearskin rug and hand it over to him.
Oh! The treasures, they just keep coming. You are some sort of genie?
No. I'm a god.
Oh. Seeing that you maybe are getting some competition here, Skippy and Tadpole approach. Their throat sacs expanding, their gills fanning menacingly, like two fighting fish. The family begins to scream in terror as Skippy and Tadpole reach for their weapons.
I will put my hands on Skippy and Tadpole's heads.
Okay.
And I will just hush them. And I will,
Alright.
I don't, they will become new disciples.
Oh, are you some kind of living god? The farmer says. Oh, you answered very quickly. You must be confident about that.
Absolutely.
During our travels, will you, the great and generous, what was your name?
Salem.
Salem. Will you tell us more of your powers and your story?
Absolutely. I'll
All
tell
right.
you how I came to be.
How are they pulling the cart?
How are who pulling the cart?
These three people. Do they have like a?
Oh, they don't have a car.
No,
They're
they're
little
pulling a
rickshaw.
sled.
Yeah, they just
Sled.
got a little sled they built from like fallen trees and stuff. It's got all of their worldly belongings on it.
All right, I will offer to drag that the rest of the way.
Oh wow, wow. They honestly they thought they were going to be murdered, so they're just turned upside down right now. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
These are all of my companions.
Yeah, good choice of words there, Salem.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, tell us all about your incredible story, Salem. Are you the little boy? He looks up at you and he tugs on your mane just a little bit, gently, and he says, "Are you the main character?"
Oh, good God, kid. Are you still feeding his ego?
Seriously. Ask him about the mouse he choked on.
I think it's like one of a lot.
All right, so
I mean, he was literally such a scaredy cat. When he met a ghost, he died.
oh, the little boy is curious about the fact that your skin is see-through and you spend all of your time naked in a bathtub.
I will happily tell the tale of the aboleth and
That's a good story.
yeah, and the sewer thing. I'll try and gussy up the fancy parts and leave out anything that might give the poor kid nightmares. But I will explain that this is the result of the monster's revenge on me.
All right, fair
for
enough.
Single-handedly slaying it.
He had help from everybody.
All right, fair enough. So in your bathtub, you tell this kid the story of Larionis, the greatest hero of the Sword Saints, and how he single-handedly did not destroy part of Yartar. He just defeated an evil aboleth and saved the day.
leave the Yartar far out.
All right. So, you spend the rest of the day at a slower pace, accounting for your new people, and you roll up into Phandalin like you do, well after 9 p.m. with a bunch of refugees.
Here we are.
Staying completely on brand, even now. That's appreciated. All right, so I'll take you over to Phandalin. If you see friends from the past who are no longer with you, or you see ghosts, or you see duplicates of yourself, just ignore them, because interacting with yourself interacting with yourself in the past and the present and the future, you could cause some sort of time rift, and we don't want that.
Time cop.
Or you might just faint.
Yeah.
Oh, you just took him away, but there was
I mean,
cute
technically,
Salem was there.
anytime you guys want to look at Cat Salem, Duskin, before he left, he did give you guys little trinkets that could be activated to make a little hologram of OG Cat Salem.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I have to kill every iteration of Salem and become more powerful as I absorb their essence.
Fair enough. If you don't have a mini on the map, you could totes drag one out. And be able to see and explore Phandalin at your whim. That being said, man, you just can't quit this place. You just can't quit this place. So,
It's home.
do you head directly to the Stonehill Inn to find Toblin and his lovely wife Trelina and get a place to sleep for the night? What is the play here? Or do you seek out Sildar Hallwinter and deposit on his doorstep even more refugees?
I think the refugees first.
Okay.
To get them taken
Well, I mean,
care
they've
of.
got money now. They're not They can rent their own room.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they've been given tools and succor to get here, so I think they can potentially start again.
All right. Yeah,
They're not
fair
gonna be a
enough.
drain on the
I admit I am curious to know if Lady Italia is actually here as
Oh yeah.
Oh, your purple lady?
yeah, the one who we were supposed to like totally like raid her place for all the loots, but somebody gave that all to the Baroness.
Yeah.
Hey,
where
okay,
would
I got
where
us
would
out of a
you
real sticky situation.
where would you even start to look for such a person?
I mean, really, just asking anybody if they've seen like a purple elf walking.
Oh, fair. Yeah,
she stands out.
discreetly. Let's ask discreetly.
you stop someone on the street. I believe it's young Ander. Of the Ander is a players club. Ander, and there he is. Ander says, "Oh, if it isn't the Sword Saints, it's been a while. You asking me what? If there's a big purple elf lady in town? Like more gorgeous than any other woman I've ever seen? Long ears, super long eyebrows?
Sounds like you
So
know
you
her.
have seen her.
Oh yeah, she's staying at the Stonehill Inn right now.
Wait, is this the same one that I interrogated?
Marcus, do you still have your gimp mask and your cuffs?
I don't think
If you
so.
introduce her to Sister Garel, you might be in for quite the night.
Before anyone gets their jollies off, I think there's a certain matter of you let her off scot-free, and she did not account for her actions.
She was
We
under
didn't account
duress.
for our actions of destroying the city.
Bullshit.
She was under duress and she didn't kill anybody.
That we know of.
All right, it's all right. We can come up with a way to handle things. If you guys
So just so we're all on
want.
the same page, this is
Marcus, it's not handling if you involve your penis.
I perished the
Yep.
thought. I was suggesting a zone of truth, but all right. It's all right. I'll let you handle this then.
Jenna.
I don't think you're going to like the way I handle it.
violently.
I'm just being honest.
All right, so
My girlfriend or anything.
the dwarf that is with you, Gelrin Fohammer, he listens and watches, studying and understanding what makes you the great heroes of the region. All right.
Nothing at all. Pure luck.
He looks around Phandalin and he says, I've heard it's struggling, but it's not the worst I've ever seen.
What isn't the worst?
Does it look like it's struggling?
No, I mean, it's just, from everything I've heard, I thought it'd be doing a bit better than it is. That's all.
Are we talking about the mine?
No, I am talking about
The
this here
town.
Phandalin that we're in right now.
Hey, Crash, does the town look about the same as we left it?
They've improved. They've improved a little bit. More people have come to the region. And a lot of young adventurers are trying some shit out right now. So Harbin Wester, you see, he's on a goodwill tour of the region, recruiting adventurers to come to the town. So yeah. So the town is well bolstered against giant attacks. Thanks for asking. Mm-hmm.
Yoza will see if Redoth's in town.
Okay, fair enough. Let me check. Unfortunately, Redoth is not in town. He is attending to business elsewhere, is what you hear. Again, it's very late at night. You may have to wait until tomorrow to get, the full skinny on this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On that note, what is your accommodations for the night? You guys just gonna crash at Stonehill Inn? It's a pretty crowded situation now with all these young buck adventurers in town.
I need a place
Guys.
with a tub.
Guys,
I'm gonna actually reach out to the Zentarm lady.
Oh, well, way to put her business out there. Okay.
I
already
just can't
got
remember
the-
her name.
Yeah, if the Stonehill Inn is full, like I'm gonna like abuse the fact that I'm kind of like a secondary relative. Not secondary. I just kind of know that Cricket's family knows the halflings here in town.
Sure. Okay.
What's her name? Helen, right?
You're not going to stay with Garel?
Oh, that's right. I don't even need that. Never mind. Yeah, I'll just stay with her if Stonehill Inn's not. If Stonehill Inn is occupied.
This is I just forgot. Is this like Helene or something?
That's Halia Thornton.
Yeah.
Halia. There we go.
All right.
Thank you.
So
One that got
Halia
away.
Thornton looks at you with barely disguised disgust as you arrive in your donkey-pulled cart in a bathtub, and she just says, "I think I know you." Yeah.
Yes, it is Lariana Servain.
Ah, you seem to be in really bad shape.
I have seen better days.
Don't you travel with a druid and a cleric? How could you possibly be in such bad shape?
Aboleth.
Yeah. Carrick gave her the answer.
Ah.
Are we with you or no?
I don't know what that
Well,
means.
Carrick would have had to do the card. Well, my proposition is, if she's willing to let me bunk up in her area, I will essentially give her any information that I have uncovered since we last met
Mm-hmm.
on pretty much anything that she can
Tell her
then,
about Hellraiser.
yeah, including Hellraiser. Basically, because I owe her information,
Mm-hmm.
and so if she's willing to, pardon me, she can put a curtain up if she wants. I know it's gross looking, but
Oh, yeah, she won't let you stay in her home. But she has like a storage shed where you can put your bathtub if you want to stay in a storage shed.
hold on a second.
Yeah, so storage
Um,
shed, you can put your bathtub in there, and she won't charge you for leasing it for the night.
Mm,
Mm.
mm,
Mhm.
mm, mhm. I'll well, I do owe her, so for this night, yes.
Sure. Okay, so you
Make the
stay
door.
in basically a storage shed in your bathtub. It's
Mhm.
probably easier since the bathtub has 80 gallons of water in it. Nasty, slimy water. It's probably better, Carrick, to just back the whole cart up into the storage shed and then take the donkeys to the stables and just kind of leave them in the tub, in the cart, in the shed.
Fair enough.
Like a hobgoblin nesting doll, you know? Yeah. All right.
I would like to go procure 2 watertight or water sealed barrels.
Okay. It's super late at night, but you could definitely do that in the morning. But yeah, it's quickly becoming later and later, and they don't have electricity, so they'd all like to go to bed. So I guess I'll ask round robin here. Salem, what are you doing about sleeping?
I'm gonna go find the Eldritch Circle that I plastered on top of the Stonehill Inn.
All right, fair enough. You find that it is still there, and it is attended by tressums, which are like winged cats.
Are you real this time? Not like that fake one.
Okay. The tressums look a bit confused, but they don't seem particularly scared of you.
I'm gonna go. And
Oh, I have
curl
the
up.
favor.
I'm
They're from
gonna-
Waterdeep.
I'm gonna curl up on the spot.
Okay. Yeah, the tressums make room for your ginormous form, and then kind of go about their business of night hunting. Okay.
Yep. You asked my sleeping arrangements. That's
All
where I'm
right.
sleeping.
Fair enough. Now, because the Tressum have completely shut down on any mice, snakes, or other vermin, the Stonehill Inn begrudgingly allows them to live on the roof of the inn. Whether or not they would allow you to do so, who knows? But it's late enough at night that nobody will notice that you're there. That brings us to Marcus. What's your sleeping arrangement?
First things first, I want to check in with the Stonehill Inn, see if there's any spot available there.
Okay. They have but a single room still available because Harbin Westbringer, he's on his goodwill tour, political tour of the region. They just have so many baby adventurers in town, and so the rooms are full. But Toblin is happy to see you, and he says, my favorite adventurers. Welcome back to Phandalin.
Big hearty smile for him back, and say it's good to be back. And we bring more skilled hands to assist here with the town, I believe. And I'll ask Gelrin if he needs a room here, if he's with me. I suppose.
Oh, yeah, Gelrin's like, well, I don't know where else I'd be staying, so, sure.
Yeah. We'll get him the room here, and I've got somebody else I can stay with here in town.
Oh, yeah, Toblin kind of looks around for his wife, makes sure she doesn't see, and he kind of gives you a wink, and he says, you'll be off and doing some praying.
I look at him, I smile, I say, indeed. It's good seeing you again, Tom.
Well, then you might need this. It'll keep your throat wet while you're praying. And he passes you a cheap bottle of wine from under the counter. No charge.
I give him a wink and a nod. I thank him.
All right.
And I say, treat my man well, and I take off from there.
All right, fair enough.
And then I'm gonna go look for Sister Gorell.
Okay. Fair enough. So you head out to find Sister Gorell. It is late at night, and the small temple of Tymora is it's not closed to the public, but it's certainly not lit up and welcoming. As you arrive, you kind of go through the motions of like showing up and propriety and all that. You look around for Miss Jo Hankins, make sure that if she sees you, she sees that you were there for penitent purposes, etc., etc. Sister Gorell is still here. She has not been killed or otherwise removed from the equation. And seeing you, she is pleased to see that A, you are still alive, and B, rumors that you had turned into a hideous, bug-eyed hunchback were exaggerated.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa.
Oh, sorry.
Were those rumors spread by Italia?
No, he actually got turned into one by one of those giants.
Amorian.
No,
Yeah.
good to know.
All right. With a knowing smile, she welcomes you into her church so that the two of you may catch up and exchange religious prayers long into the night and bolster your faith in the gods of good.
Beautiful.
All right.
Just as I imagined.
Gyoza, what are your accommodation plans?
Well, I would check with the Stonehill Inn, and I guess they're full. So,
Yeah.
would...
As you are asking about the rooms, you do hear a familiar voice kind of say, who goes there? Hey, it's you, Gyoza.
Yeah, is this one of the Rockseeker brothers?
Yes, it's me, Nundro Rockseeker. You remember how you helped me brother save my life, and then get back the forge and all that?
Yeah, I remember you.
Yeah, I'm in town on a supply run.
Ah.
Yeah.
How's the forge going? How's work?
Oh, it's going pretty good. We were just fixing to have one of the forge priests pray ascending to you to let you know that we could finally make good on our promise. But we also wanted to kind of work out, the logistics of it, you see. We said that you would be entitled to like a small percentage of the money that we would be generating once the forge was up and running. But we've learned some of the old lost techniques, what were used by our ancestors, and we thought maybe rather than payment in coin, you would like to volunteer, or one of your member at least, for a little soul forging.
Soul forging?
Aye, we take a weapon, and we take a piece of your soul, and we smelt it right into the blade.
Marcus would agree. Marcus isn't there, but he would agree.
Even stronger than attunement, though it takes an attunement slot. It makes a weapon that matches the wielder's personality and goals. A weapon that truly belongs to its wielder.
That sounds very interesting. I'm sure we would definitely be interested in that. You'll be staying the night, of course, and so yeah, we'll definitely interested.
All right. Well, if you're lacking for a room, you're welcome to bunk with me. I mean, you'd have to sleep on the floor, but
I'm used to it. Sure.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Cool.
I will share stories with him of our travels.
Fair enough. Larionis, Halia listens as you fill her in on information that was owed, and then leaves you in the dark, cold, slimy water of your bathtub in a cart in a shed.
I just mutter prayers to the elven gods.
She does kind of say, as she's closing the door, so do you know what would cure this condition? It's not like a wish situation, is it?
No. No, it would be more along the lines of, like, as I understand it, heal or greater restoration would not cut it.
Well, I might actually have a heal scroll available for sale, for a mere 3,000 gold dragons, and then you could have one of your clerics cast it on you.
No, we tried that.
Oh, they weren't up to the task.
They, unfortunately, they are stalwart heroes, but they are not skilled spellcasters.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah. Ouch.
Well, have fun in your bathtub, I guess. And she closes the door.
Yeah.
Do you want me to lock it? She calls from the other side.
No, I don't require.
Well, there's a lot of Tressum in town now, and with you being a fish, I don't want you to get like eaten in your sleep, you know?
I do not sleep.
Oh, okay.
And I can surely kill a Tressum if it tries to.
Well, if you feel tiny nips on your hideous, translucent, slimy flesh, that's probably what it is. All right.
The difference in accommodations is appalling.
Oh, what are you talking about, man? I'm like permanently in a bath.
Egan, where would you stay in this town?
Actually, Egan would probably offer to stay with Lars.
Aww.
If he's going to remain in the tub.
Okay. Well, during the conversation about secret stuff, Halia would have asked that you wait outside.
Yeah, no, I
okay.
I wouldn't have been.
All right, as she goes to leave, she says, "Listen, Hellmite, if things don't go well for you with the Sword Saints, I have a lot of people who would like to hire some serious, holy infused muscles. So just keep that in mind."
I will absolutely keep that in mind.
All right. you're gonna what? Sleep in the cart next to the tub?
Unless you have some blankets or things that I can use.
Oh,
comfort
here I
blankets or
thought you were gonna make a play and ask if unless I had room at my quarters for you. But
and I say something along the lines of I'm not interested in strange, and I say it just like really weird. It's really out of context.
oh, right. Yeah, vows and stuff. I understand. Sure, I'll have someone bring you a blanket.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Some poor dude. He comes down. He's like, "I got a blanket for you.
All right, thank you. I take it.
It's a real thin one. It's got fleas."
That's all right. I also have fleas, so that's not a problem.
All right. Well, they'll be meeting new friends then.
Yes, they will.
All right. So you have a thin blanket. It is a blanket so thin that it actually makes it worse. Because you feel like you should be kept warm and you aren't. So your body's expectations shift accordingly. It's a miserable night.
That's all right.
The promise of fleas was true. They are a slightly higher CR, 0.0008, and they kill all of your fleas and then take over.
I try to convince Anauroch that they're made of cheese and see if he'll spend the night trying to eat them.
All right. Yeah, he wants nothing to do with your fleas. But being part frog, he does eat some of them. So, all right. Sergeant Karak Boragash, what is your situation here in the town of Phandalin? A town you've never been to, right? Wink.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where was it that someone said Hitalia was staying?
At the Stonehill Inn.
Stonehill Inn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where two of your allies have already gone. Over there.
Now, is there a another place to stay beyond the Stonehill Inn, or is that pretty much it?
Well,
Sleeping Giant, right?
There was the Sleeping Giant Inn, which was converted into a guard barracks by the reformed Red Brand bandits. So you could use your soldier background and see if anybody would be willing to let you stay at the barracks for the night.
That's what I'll do then.
All right. There's some rough and rowdy folks over here. They're like the rowdy boy cops, you know? Like, yeah. They operate off of a donation-based system that might look like bribes and protection money.
But in reality, it's just, bribes and protection money.
Yeah, for sure. All right. This guy, the iconic 5th edition thug, he's like, "Oi, according to the charter, because you've got soldier background and you're old, we have to give you succor. So, you could stay the night. If you feel that the, not Red Brands, provided you with succor, then, that was, more than your expectations. You could donate to our charitable organization. Thank you."
I'll take that under advisement.
All right. Fair enough. So, everyone has different levels of comfort as they sleep. Gyoza, you may want to wild shape into an animal that is deaf, because the dwarf that you are sleeping next to, he's a big snorer. He actually plays in a game with extreme critical hit rules, and he got a crushed sinus cavity when he was younger. So his snores actually sound like a series of like organ whistles as they come out of his body. Some of the air that can escape is rerouted through his butthole. So there's just a lot of like organ music and farting all night as it kind of comes out of Nundro. You can see the scar on his face where and his nose where his shit got caved in. So
All right. Yozu would probably end up wild shaping to like a cat or something, finding a different place to sleep.
All right, there is a cat hotel on the roof actually.
He may or may not end up there.
Now, here's the tricky thing. What did you do with your fishmen? Your kill on sight evil fishmen. that.
Are there any wells in Phandalin? Or in Phandalin?
There's one right there.
Yeah, there is a well.
Sending down the
Do you
well.
smuggle
I'm
them
gonna-
like down the well?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no!
All right.
You poisoned the water
Just
supply.
go on, man.
Morning comes to Phandalin.
Oh,
Salem, you awaken to the sound of screaming. A woman is screaming, and Tadpole is screaming. You're not sure how she had the muscles necessary to pull a bucket full of tadpole up out of the well, but she did.
Impressive.
Yeah, so they are just screaming at each other. She is slapping him, and he is concerned because in his sleep he dropped all of his weapons to the bottom of the well. So he just starts trying to bite her.
No.
All right.
I
You
think
see an older gentleman kind of run up, handsome, debonair, but also a bit rowdy. And he says, "Oh, what's the meaning of this? What's happening now?"
Oh, it's fine. I got it. Don't worry.
Oh, why?
This is
Talking
this is his
Manicore.
pet.
His pet? I thought it was a Triton.
No, it's a fish.
Right. That's like a new type of adventurer, right? We've been getting a lot of weirdos in town. They're like a
yes.
water hero, right?
Precisely. There's another one down there.
There, you see, Samantha. This is a hero, and he motions to the hideous fish-faced creature. Right? This is a member of the Sword Saints. What's this fine Triton's name?
His name is Tadpole.
All right. His name is Tadpole, you see? And he is a fine and upstanding member of the Sword Saints, and you have nothing to fear from him. All right? So he was probably just in the well because they have to stay moist. That's like a racial thing, and you understand. At the last town meeting, we had a big talk about the Dritz-Steward and civil rights movement, and how now Phandalin is trying to be more metropolitan, right? We're trying to be more open and accepting. So, yep, we're okay with these guys, right?
Oh my gosh, Skippy Tadpole, you guys got huge.
Yeah. And Tadpole looks around like
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Skippy, while you're down there, get Tadpole's weapons.
When they get out, I'll on the well.
All right, Samantha's like, "Well, I'm not drinking this water now. And I'm telling everyone the water's been fouled. So you could deal with that, Mr. Sildar Hall Winter."
You know how aquifers work, right?
She storms off. And he just
not a matter of whether it's right or not, it's a matter of perception.
He lets out a sigh. Ugh. I don't know how I got roped into running this town.
Hi, I'm Salem.
Hi, Salem. Oh, the cat.
Yes.
The cat who was constantly getting in trouble for being on the roof of the inn, and now the roof of the inn seems to be a home for wayward cats.
Yep.
I had heard rumors via bards and minstrels that you had been aged to dust.
And yet here I stand.
And there you are, yeah.
Born.
Sword Coast is a pretty weird place.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
Now, Gyoza, are these things actually Tritons? Because I was just trying to help out.
Oh, no,
I don't
they're
even
not at
know
all.
if Gyoza knows what a Triton is.
Okay.
Gyoza might be like,
I'll be honest, I don't think the writers of 5th edition even really know what one is. All right.
They're called, I think the lady told us, they're called Kuatoa.
All right, he's going to check his knowledge. Oh gosh, no, that's not good. Look, they're kind of bad.
Oh no, they're my disciples now.
They have a bad habit of worshipping things.
Yeah, me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, tell me about bad habits.
Yeah, you see him sort of press the bridge of his nose real hard. All right, and who is this fine gentleman?
His name is
Sergeant Carrick Borgash.
Oh,
I can speak for myself, thank you, Salem.
interesting. All right. So what brings you back to Phandalin, other than, I'm assuming, to bring me more refugees?
Oh, we did that last night.
Are you any
They're not refugees,
closer
we set them up.
to solving the mystery of this giant uprising?
Well, the mystery's not so much the problem as fighting giants. But yes, we have made a lot of progress.
All right. Is there anything I could do?
Can
Well-
he cast heal?
No, he's not. Well, we'll be expecting guests sometime today in an airship. So
Oh,
worry about
that'll be quite a sight. Is it anything that I should be concerned about? Anything that the not red brands should be concerned about?
I don't foresee anything. Do I need to make a wisdom check?
Not red brand trademark.
Let's put it this way. Considering they got the townsfolk get spooked by Kuatoa, it might be an idea if we could set up a landing site away from town that will lessen concern.
Oh, well, why don't you speak with the old ranger and ask him if you could use his orchard?
That's
Got
a
it.
good idea. They probably don't. Yeah. Carrick has it right.
All right. If that's the case, then
Where would I find him, if you don't mind?
yeah,
Oh, I know where
he's
at.
on the west side of town.
Yeah, come on,
You
Carrick.
can't miss him. It's a huge orchard.
You're gonna like him. He's just as ornery as you.
All right. Now, if you excuse me, I'm I'm actually late to an engagement. Little bit of
Oh, you getting
breakfast.
married?
Whoa! He blushes.
No, he's heading someplace.
He
So
blushes
don't
from
take
head to
anything
toe, and he's like,
literally.
"Oh, well, I mean, that'd be pretty sudden. I mean, who knows what the future might hold." He kind of straightens his shirt out a little bit.
You're getting married, aren't you?
No, I did not say that, but you are very astute. I am meeting with a person that I have taken a great interest in.
Oh
Is it
no,
Lady
Marcus.
Giraffe?
Oh no, Marcus.
It's Lady Giraffe,
Huh.
isn't it?
Lady Lady Garel she has taken solemn vows of chastity. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. She does that with Marcus.
He kind of narrows his eyes in confusion a little bit. No. She's relatively new. She just moved to town
It's
a little while ago.
Wait, are you fucking shitting me?
Is
All right,
is
she emerges
tall,
from the inn and
purple?
she says, "Ah, my love." And you see that she is having to wear some sunglasses because, Drow, Forgotten Realms. And I know that people are going to be like, "But what about their skin and it hurt?" And she has a sun hat on too, just like motherfucking Marceline from Adventure Time. And she rushes to him and they hold each other's hands out in front of each other with their fingers interlaced. And she puts the tip of her nose to the tip of his old man nose, and you see him blush.
Hello again,
I feel
purple
like
lady.
at about this time of the morning, Marcus would be coming. He'd be heading out.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say weird choice of words, but all right.
heading out of the chapel, the temple.
All right. As you head outside, the neighbor's there, and she has a bundle of blueberry bagels for you. These are from my grandmother. She said that you would be tired from your long night of prayers.
I take all of them.
They're all for you.
Oh, how's your grandmother doing?
Oh,
Bless her heart.
She's very old now, but she doesn't get around as easy as she used to. She said that your rhythmic chanting and prayers lifted her spirits last night for the first time in a long time.
Indeed, I looked forward to having her What is it? Blueberry what? Bagel?
Mhm.
Is that what it was? Or muffins? Yeah, the bagels. I look forward to those every day. Oh, please tell her, send her my regards.
These
And,
aren't like the fake ones that you get in Waterdeep. These are actually boiled in a cauldron.
They are absolutely lovely.
All
I
right.
look forward to them every morning.
Okay. And as you begin to walk away, she says, "Thank you so much for your service and your sacrifice. It must be so hard being so handsome and taking vows of chastity."
I nod and I give my biggest smile and I just kind of tip my head and then I go ahead and head on over and I say, "Think not of it."
All right.
I think
I
the
head on
biggest plot
over to
twist.
Yep.
go see with my.
And as you do,
house.
you see Sister Gorell wearing her like SoCal jogging outfit. Like jogs past you. She gives you like a high five as she heads back towards the temple to begin her day.
Oh, hell yeah.
Good game last night.
Yeah. It's like a high five of people that have been friends for a long time. So like it's up high, down low, and then like she slaps your ass on the way by. So
I think the biggest plot twist for this entire game when we get to the end of it is if Marcus and Sister Gorell were literally just only
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's been going on. All right, yeah. So you guys are talking to this mysterious blue woman that you've never met before.
we all have that like pointing meme on our faces.
Okay.
Marcus would absolutely be playing it up.
Okay.
Like he doesn't know who this person is.
Oh, and so if that's the case, Hallwinter says, a bit flustered, Sword Saints, I'd like you to meet my very special friend.
Did she show you the gimp mask yet?
We've met before.
Oh, you know Sebastri?
That's what she's going by now.
That's
All right.
That's a pretty unique name.
Well, I mean, and Sebastri says, well, it is a drow name. I hope you don't have a problem with drow.
No, we have no problem with drow. We have every problem with a certain individual's actions.
Oh. She looks confused.
Carrick, are you sure you don't happen to have her confused with somebody by chance?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, grandfather. Did someone wrong you?
Fucking grandfather. I'm tired of this shit. Make you sleep in the bed you've made. I walk away.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, they probably will be.
I approach. I'm gonna apologize for his demeanor
Okay.
and whatnot. Say like, oh, my apologies. I believe we happen to have confused her for somebody else.
Oh yeah,
Twin sister.
you
Natalia.
see these two tadpoles approach Tadpole and Skippy, and they're looking at her like they know her, and they're pointing at her, and they're kind of.
Yep. Nope. It's okay.
Oh,
We
they
got
look
this.
at each other and they nod, and they run over here and they grab this teenage boy, and they start bringing him over to Sebastri.
No.
And the boy is just crying out, "Help me, please! Help me!"
No.
Oh no.
And they point to the boy and they point to her. And she just makes a face like, I don't know who these fuckers are.
Hey,
Beats me.
You. I start boop both their snoots.
Oh, okay. All right. They drop him. The boy scampers away, sobbing. As he walks by this half-orc, she trips him. And he skins his knee, and the nearby guards, who are not ex-Red Brands, all chortle. Look at that bitch. And you see Sildar kind of run a hand nervously through his hair while using the other hand to press the bridge of his nose, and he's like, "Yeah, things are going really good in Phandalin."
Who are the new guards?
They are not former bandits who were slavers.
I'm sorry. What?
They are local rowdy boys and girls that are helping out as the town gets settled. We don't really have like taxes in place yet, so I haven't really had a chance to set up like an actual militia or guards. All my money keeps getting sunk into paying adventurers.
And people haven't, by any chance, I don't know, been going missing ever since these people have started working here?
No. If anything, we got more people than we know what to do with.
Oh, well, that's good.
Oh, well, if you'll excuse me, we have a thing, and they head into the inn.
Wait.
Oh.
Wave to them while making direct eye contact with what was her name?
Italia.
Hey, Sildar.
Pleasure meeting you.
Hey, I kind of pull him aside a little bit. If you are getting married, I'm not saying you are, but maybe you are. You can use this, and I'll pull out the tiny jewelry box made from a turtle shell.
Oh.
Never run out of anything.
He opens it and he tries to. Is there a ring in the turtle shell, or is it just the box?
What? No, you gotta buy that yourself. It's personal.
Oh. Well, it's really interesting box. Thank you. I will keep that in mind. Though I doubt it'll work out. I mean, I'm an old man, and she's an elf. She'll live forever, you know? I'm just going to enjoy the time that I have.
You do that.
All right. So they head inside the Stonehill Inn to have a lovely breakfast. All right. Nundro wakes up, and he says, "Oh, Gyoza, that was a good sleep. A real good sleep. I hope you slept well, too. You must be an early riser. I rolled over to give you a couple of kicks to wake you up, and you weren't there."
Yeah, slept real well. And
So I'll be gathering up the rest of my supplies and heading back to the old cave, as it were. Let your allies there know the offer that was made and see if they're interested.
Certainly. We have Gelrin Fohammer with us. Have you
the Gelrin Fohammer?
Yeah, the one we told you about before.
The honorary royal smith to Citadel Felbar.
The very one.
Oh,
He agreed to come work at the Spellforge with you.
All right. He comes out the door, jazz hands. Ta-da! And you see this guy, Nundro. He kind of leans on you for support, Gyoza. He's like, "Oh, my word, it's really him. Oh, am I dreaming?"
No,
well,
that's him.
What brings you to these parts, stranger? And they exchange pleasantries about he wants to see this so-called Soul Forge, and they are off to the races. All right. So
Gyoza, you made friends.
Yep.
Okay. Is there any other business you need before the airship arrives?
I will start telling Marcus and Salem about the Soul Forge. Soul Forging.
Mm.
That has been offered to us.
I'm willing to sign myself up for that.
Okay.
Well, they said that they could only do I think it'd just be one weapon. And I'm not sure if you can, if it's like a magical weapon. If you take a magic weapon and make it stronger, or if you take like an ordinary weapon and make it magic, we'll have to get that clarified.
Well, wait. I'll bring both just in case.
Wait. A weapon with a soul attached to it?
Yeah, your soul. You attach your soul to your weapon.
That kind of sounds like Grimbalding.
With that, as soon as he tells me that, I go straight to the Lion Shield Coster to go buy myself a longsword.
Gyoza, check it out. And I'll pull out the flame tongue scimitar that I've had.
A normie ass longsword for the Soul Forge. All right, sure. Yeah, you go and
just in case.
Okay.
Just in case.
Gyoza, Look
yeah.
what I still have.
I mean, if you're binding the soul to something, you kind of want it to be quality. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
You
I got
still-
this
you
magic.
still got the-
plus
you
my
still got that
magic.
scimitar.
Oh,
Great axe.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Is
Wait,
it
what's
is it
scimitar?
still cursed?
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. What happened to
you
that?
sort of absorb the scimitar and the ghost that was in it into your body.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whoops.
What else is there to say when you absorb a wrathful ghost into your own body?
Everything.
Man, Carrick woke
You
up kind of
absorbed
grumpy.
everything.
All right, so you guys are gonna meet over at the Eldermath Orchard. That's my understanding.
We will, I guess, go get Lars, and we'll just do the. I don't think we'll do the tub thing. I think we'll just do the. If he's okay with it, we'll just do the shape water stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
I'd
never
like to
place
be
the
able
water
to
anyhow.
actually be somewhat mobile when we're in town, so I would appreciate the
All
shape
right.
water thing.
So you do the shape water thing. Got it. All right. Fair.
You don't want to show up in a tub. That'd be rude.
All right.
If I could ask, could I have consumed the chocolates from the night before?
Yeah. So you trying to puzzle out what these chocolates do?
Yeah. Trying to. I had the ones I had for yesterday were a Terry's chocolate orange and a hazelnut.
All right. Hold on just a second then, while I grab that information for you.
I know the Terry's chocolate orange is a 1d 10,000 the last time we did it, but the hazelnut crunch we never did.
All right. So which one are you? Tell me which one you're trying first.
The chocolate orange.
All right. Oh wow, that's an interesting thing to do. Okay, hold on. All right.
No, crunchy frog. No.
Let's see what happens.
I would.
Are you wearing any magic rings?
No, I'm not.
All right, then everything's okay.
Okay.
The finger the ring is on explodes.
Yeah. And unless you like chocolate oranges, it is one of the most disgusting things you've ever put in your body / mouth.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I like the caveat of unless you like chocolate orange.
Yeah.
All right. What was the other one you tried that you were trying to?
The hazelnut crunch number 7, and I would have offered it to Lars if he wanted it.
Okay.
If not, I would.
Lars, wrinkly in your
Lars does
bathtub.
not.
Yeah.
Lars does not eat.
Oh. Okay.
Salem's
Ours is
willing
too
to be a guinea
fancy for
pig.
food.
When you eat the hazelnut crunch, you gain dark vision. For 1 hour.
All right.
In the morning.
In the morning.
In broad daylight.
In broad daylight.
So you noticed nothing.
Oh, he
Oh,
did
no,
that. He said he
I
did it
am
last night.
Yeah, he did it last night before they expired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I can't sleep now.
Okay.
For 1
You
hour.
See the back of your
For 1
eye.
hour.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So a few hours pass, and then a flippin' airship, appears over Darren Eldermass Orchard.
You know,
And-
I wonder if Carrick warned him yet.
I assume that's what we went over and did.
Oh yeah.
That's this guy over by the.
Yep, I see his miniature right there. Yep. So you
Yep.
warned. Yep, you warned him just in the nick of time. And the airship shows up, and he just for the pleasure of seeing an airship was totally down with it. All right. So the airship has all of the cultists on it. They're little kobolds, and it's looking pretty dope and pretty intimidating. They look down at you. Oh man, my Roll20 is chugging all of a sudden. Maybe the airship was just a little too much for this very overloaded map of Phandalin.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
Marcus would definitely go out to wave at them as they show.
All right. Who you assume is maybe Delphine. They all kind of look the same because they're dressed in their work clothes. She waves down at you happily. All right. They.
Oh, where's Larionis? We need his shard.
Using the sending spell, they will not land the ship. They will just hover dramatically above the town. And using the message cantrip, they will have a conversation with you. So they basically say, we have arrived, and we will make good on our promise if you can make good on yours.
Or the messaging. Marcus.
Can I respond with message? Or no?
They're gonna message Marcus because he's been the one that they've been speaking with thus far. So, yeah, you can respond to message. It's like a short range sending spell, but a cantrip.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. I'll respond. We have the 2 shards with us, and we also have the information on the locations for the other ones that we promised. And I want to make sure that they brought the mounts that they promised to us.
Okay. Yes, the woman says, "Oh, we have what we promised you. Do you need a sneak peek, or is my word enough?"
I'll take your word on it. We'll hand you the shards.
Okay.
Give us the mounts, and we'll give you the information.
All
Sound
right.
good?
They throw down a ladder, and they say, "Just the cleric of Lathander."
Easy peasy. I could take them all on by myself. Yeah, sure.
All right.
I'll head back past the house and whatnot, up to all that good stuff.
All right. Fair enough. So Marcus, you head up onto the airship. Cool. And your miniature magically increases because you're closer to the camera, because that's how these things work, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And you hand over the 2 shards. Delphine opens an iron chest. And you can see the inside of the iron chest is lined with lead. And she says, "Place them in there."
I do so.
All right. Now, you said that you had locations of the remaining known pieces.
I do. And I don't see the mounts.
They are below deck. It would be dangerous for us and for them if they were above deck.
Okay. What are they, if you don't mind me asking?
Nothing less than dragons.
Huh.
Did you expect
Can I,
anything less?
Yeah, can I insight that real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Oof, not the best.
Like, holy shit, man. This birthday party has a bounce house and dragons. Oh my god.
All right. I'll tell them the locations of the other 11 pieces.
All right. Yeah, they take you into this here map room, and they compare what you're saying with the map, and they make knowledge checks, and they nod sagely. And then this guy kind of chuckles a bit, and is like,
Sorry, not 11. It would be 9 technically, since the 2 of the 11 were the ones we got.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so this other cultist kind of chuckles into his mask, and he's like, "Are you sure you can handle these mounts?"
Tell what you did in your time.
Would you be able to handle it? I ask him.
Who do you think trained them?
Beautiful. I must admit, I've never ridden a mount such as this, as noble as this in my life. Is there any advice you could?
Do not show weakness, or they will burn you alive and eat your charred flesh.
Jesus Christ. I nod my head and I say that's good at bluffing. I think I'll be fine then. I appreciate your.
These beasts respond best
to strength and violence. I recommend intimidation and beatings.
Okay. And I brandish my sword just in case. I'm fully prepared.
Yeah, he looks over at Delphine, and Delphine kind of gives like a half shrug, like, I mean, a deal's a deal. Like, and then he's just like,
I feel kind of bad about this.
Why is that?
Well, I just worry, and it's out of character for me, but I worry that you're not going to be able to control these beasts, and they're going to escape and ravage the countryside and eventually get themselves killed.
How old are they?
They are fledglings, coming into adulthood. They have been raised from eggs.
I've killed a young dragon myself. We assisted with Foggy in the Crypt Garden Forest. I believe dragons, they are something we are not ignorant in handling.
Well,
Oh man.
he looks back over at Delphine, and she kind of like gives like a, and then he says,
tell you what. Are you willing to part with 500 gold? Because I will give you one of my kobold stable hands.
He's trying to upsell me.
Oh, he's trying to sell you a stable hand.
Yeah, he's trying to sell me. What the hell was we'll do with a stable hand?
Well, they are very well versed in the ecology of these creatures.
Metagaming here, that's probably not a bad idea, but I'm not there to have this conversation.
The
Yeah.
2-year or the 1-year insurance package?
I mean, metagaming, I agree, but like, I'm not sure if like 500
All right, you do
gold
you.
for it.
You do you.
I'm not sure. I'm thinking about it.
Gyoz is going to come over to Karak while this is going on.
All right.
And he's going to whisper to Karak, "Hey, Karak,
Yeah,
Can I inside his offer?
sure.
Are you gonna see what you can get for we've already made this deal, but if there was something else that you wanted, if you wanted to, you've got another magic weapon now. If you wanted something from them, you got that rod of Vonnidod.
True. All right. So the man you're speaking with, he says, or he is speaking plainly, and his concern is honest and heartfelt. It is concern for the beasts themselves, not for you or any innocents that might be killed.
Would a kobold stable hand assist with preventing and that sort of
It would essentially remove any disadvantage you had for handling animals, intimidating, etc., etc.
Gotcha. How metagamey would it be? Let me just roll an intelligence check.
Sure.
Oh, I don't remember the Rod of the Vonnidod.
Okay.
It wasn't on my mind until
Look,
just now. When
he
you
had a
said it.
long
I
night of
forgot.
praying, okay? He's very tired. His throat's dry. All he's been doing...
tired
Yeah.
and checked out after a long squawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell him I'll need to get the rest of the money from my allies, but here's 430 gold.
All right. Here is Ticklick.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Indeed, little kobold, you won't run away, right?
Give him a sock. See what.
I am a slave, and my contract is now owned by you, Great One.
Beautiful. That's what I like to hear.
Shall I carry you down the rope ladder, master?
Nay. Just assist us with the handling of the dragons, and that'll be all. What's your name one more time?
Ticklick.
Ticklick. Understood. Thank you, Ticklick.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to roll intimidation as I look at him, Like
Oh, sure.
Just a bold stare.
All right.
Just a bold stare.
All right. Lay it out. Oof.
A 10.
Ticklick works for the cultist of the largest and strongest dragon in all of the Sword Coast, possibly Faerun itself. He is used to being intimidated. Your intimidate check of 10 means nothing to him.
All right, then it was just a moderate stare looking at him.
Ah,
Sizing him up.
sir, you frighten me with your demeanor. I am terrified.
Indeed. All right, Ticklick, let's handle the dragon, son.
All right.
While I go get the.
I'll go below decks and release them into the city.
I'll kill you if you do that.
Then how will they get out of the ship, sir?
You mean release them safely into the city, correct?
Ah, sure. That's what Ticklick meant. Yes.
I hate kobolds, Crash. I hate kobolds.
All right.
All right. Yes. All right, Ticklick. And I'll peer over the edge. Come out, peer over the edge. Yell down to them. Hey guys, I need some gold. About 70 more.
Okay. You climb down the ladder. Or you just shout over the side.
Oh, I shout over the side.
Okay.
Here, give me that. Who's got the gold?
Delsophine has handed off the gold that was already paid.
Well, no, like if I'm bringing an extra 70.
Oh.
I do.
All right, I guess I'll get the gold from Salem, and I'll start climbing up the rope ladder to give it to Marcus.
All right, fair enough.
I could have flown him
And
up.
I'll hand over the rest of the payment, and that should be a transaction.
All right. Delsophine says, this was a much preferable exchange than the one we had last time. It pleases me that you've replaced that annoying rogue with that strange shape-shifting changeling I see over there.
Indeed, he's very accommodating.
I'll be honest,
Now-
changelings make better rogues anyways. Anyone that's an elf rogue is just scamming elven accuracy and the advantage system. But that's just my opinion.
I let a small chuckle go.
All right.
I say, it was my pleasure. I
All
appreciate
right.
doing business.
One of the creatures lands on the deck of the ship. The other 5 are flying around, terrifying the townspeople of Phandalin. They are red and black scaled wyverns, but they do not have a deadly stinger on their tail. However, their mouth is constantly wreathed in flames.
Ticklick, how do we call them down to the ground?
Yeah, so Ticklick runs you through the command words that would not normally have been provided to you, that are in Draconic, to basically rudimentary controls over these creatures. You will have to eventually establish dominance if you want the creature to be useful, beyond just taking you from one place to another.
I've wrestled a
All right.
wyvern before.
Sure,
Crash,
sure.
don't test me.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
good then.
Yeah, so this guy's like,
Would you like to fly your mount down to the ground?
I will do so. I'll attempt it, yes.
all right. The cultists all gather to watch this happen.
Oh no.
All right, I'll nod to Carrick that he can.
You're
send
about
back
you're
down
about
the
80
ladder.
feet up right now. About 80 feet up.
Oh, am I? Yeah, that's fine. I'm down.
And I was privy to these command words.
They
that,
can
Ticklick shared
accommodate
with
2
Marcus.
riders. Perhaps you should take your grandfather with you.
If you would like, Carrick, you can. If you'd
I
like.
would not want him to wear out his old bones climbing back down the long ladder.
Carrick swings himself over the side and starts climbing down the ladder.
Oh, very spry. Look at him go. I hope when I am that old, I am that spry.
Alright.
I walk up to the wyvern while this is happening. I just
Alright.
don't say a word about it.
Alright.
And or acknowledge it.
As you
And,
approach, the wyvern tries to bite you.
I let it.
Does
Yeah,
it?
I let it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it bites
I
you
let it,
for
and I
9
eye it.
piercing and 1 fire damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna grapple it.
Oh damn. Okay. Give me an athletics check.
Oh no!
All right. As you try to grapple it,
It's gonna be for sure. It's gonna be.
it's a D20 system. Yeah, it beats you so hard. All right. It will try and counter grapple you.
Okay. All right. I'll try and counter grapple it too. Then.
Sure. You need to beat a
I'll avoid it.
23. All right.
Oh.
It grabs you by the arm it has just bit and flies high into the air. You are now 160 feet up. It is going to drop you.
Do we see
Hang
this?
on. Hang on.
All right.
Yeah, you guys are
I'm
watching
gonna
this.
Rush over.
All right. Hang on.
I'm gonna rush over to one of the other wyverns.
Okay.
And using the command word that I heard from Ticklick, or words or phrase or whatever, I'm going to command it to land, and so I can get on it and fly up to try and save Marcus.
All right.
I was gonna use the. I was about to try actually using the command word.
Sergeant
Like,
Carrick Borgash, give me an intimidation or a handle animals check.
I will give you an intimidation roll.
All right.
Did Egan clearly hear Carrick use any of those commands?
I mean, he yelled stuff at it in Draconic, yeah.
I'm gonna. So it's got me in by the arm, right?
Yeah, it has dropped you. It doesn't have you by the arm anymore. You were falling towards the ground
Okay.
for 16d6 points of damage.
Can
I gust of wind?
If you
Towards the
want,
ground?
sure.
Can
Towards the
Salem just
ground.
like
Towards the ground.
If
I
if
just
that
fly
if
up
that
and
check
catch him?
worked, I'd like to mount the wyvern.
All right,
and,
we're just gonna go round robin since this isn't a
move it
super
forward.
serious combat situation here. So, Salem, you begin flying up towards Marcus. Marcus, you begin shooting a gust of wind, like Hadouken style, and try.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like anything that'll
All right.
stop.
Yeah,
it.
give me a caster check to see how well you can control this gust of wind to use it in the unorthodox manner of basically flying.
I'm
All
just
right.
trying to like soften the hit.
Sure.
Soften the blow on
So
that
go
guy.
ahead and just roll a wisdom check. All right, yeah. Yeah, you maintain the spell and are able to kind of guide yourself towards the ground. Salem, as you fly up, he has a gust of wind shooting out of his hand. Carrick,
get hit by it.
with that 16 intimidation, the creature hears you and it flies down and allows you to climb on. These creatures are equipped with a 2-seater saddle with side saddle bags.
Okay.
For tiny fish.
I will command it to take off, and I will point it in the direction and try and catch Marcus.
All right, fair enough. All right, the one that has attacked and thrown Marcus off the airship is sort of winging about in the air and is flying down towards these trees. It looks like it plans to light them on fire.
Oh geez. Change of plans. Salem's going after that one.
Okay. While this is happening, Gyoza, what are you doing?
They look like they got it handled. I guess. Is Marcus descending at a safe rate? Now?
Yeah, now he is kind of like like turning the thing and dropping and turning it and dropping. He's blowing all the fruit off the fucking trees, but you know, it's he'll be okay.
I'll walk
It's
over.
harvest season, right? He's doing the farmer a favor.
Exactly.
I'll walk over to Egan and I'll say, "Did the deal go bad? Are they attacking the town?" I can't tell what's going on.
Marcus,
I can't tell you.
Marcus is, if anyone's nearby and sees him, as soon as he's like relaxed or is able to hit the ground or whatever, he's gonna say, "My bad."
All right, Ticklick climbs off the ladder and says,
Great master. I have done what was asked.
and he waves goodbye to the cultist, and they all just kind of get the hell out of there.
Laughing hysterically.
These guys.
All right. So yeah, they're gonna head out, I guess. All right. So you have one that has now lit some trees on fire by the graveyard. Townspeople are screaming in a panic. That town's under attack by dragons. Everything Harbin Wester said was true. There is a dragon problem.
I'm chasing that one down.
Oh,
We're gonna
okay.
get famous from this town too.
Yeah, I'm gonna run straight after it once I get on the ground.
All right. Yeah.
Alright,
Let me cycle through. Egan, you're heading over to it. What's your plan? What are you doing?
I'm gonna try to repeat the sounds that I heard Karen.
All right. So intimidation or handle animals. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, no problem. Your cruelness is exactly what this creature needed. It lands so that you may mount up.
Okay, and then if I can, I'd like to fly over to this guy if I have movement.
Yeah, sure. It is having a great time setting things on fire.
Bring me with you.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Yeah.
You get the feeling that this one over here is probably like the bad boy of the litter. Like he's definitely testing his new masters and his new boundaries.
all right. So Gyoza actually understands Draconic, so
Okay.
whatever word Carrick said would have been like down or.
Yeah, it was heal. It was basically like heal.
Oh, okay. Then I'll use since the last ones didn't understand Draconic, but these do. I'll cast Command
Okay.
and say heal at a 4th level.
Oh, jeez. All right. Does that change anything if you cast it at 4th level?
It lets me target more characters, more things.
These creatures don't understand a language, but they do understand their trained command words. So as you shout it, I would say that would definitely overlap with the spell's function. So they all have to make wisdom saving throws?
Yeah, DC 15 saving
All right.
throws.
Fair enough. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, they all fail, and they all come down to the ground, including the one that set the tree on fire.
Nice.
God damn it. Alright, I'm going straight towards him.
Okay.
I'm hopping the fence. I'm pissed.
Okay. As you approach, you hear like the clicking sound of it trying to get its breath weapon back up.
Nope. I'm doing I'm doing the command word for heal.
All right.
The command word I was taught for heal.
I mean, it's already healing magically, but as you approach, it definitely wants to fight you some more.
Well, I'm gonna fight it then.
Oh, okay.
Can I fly my wyvern over to support Marcus?
Sure,
Sort of
sure.
like hover above and present an intimidating presence.
Yeah, let me go ahead and give you guys control over these character sheets.
Yeah, I've got my shield. I'm ready.
Okay. You should see at the very bottom of everything, there is going to be a creature called a Hellkite.
Magic the Gathering.
All right, there we go. I mean, it's a Wizards of the Coast property. It all works out.
Yep.
All right. It's a very nasty, very ornery red dragon developed by the cultist of the red dragon. It combines some of the worst traits of a wyvern and a red dragon. Including a fiery breath and immunity to fire.
Ooh, 68, huh?
All right.
Oh yeah, Larry Otis. All right. I'm walking straight up to it. I'm walking straight up to it,
All right.
and I'm gonna use.
As you approach, the
command
one
word.
round of heal wears off, and you see the creature rear up and fan its wings, trying to intimidate you.
Do I have to roll anything?
No,
or-
no, it's just flavor.
Oh, okay.
Just even
Well,
intimidation you into being
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna draw my goddamn sword. I'm drawing my goddamn sword.
All right, you draw your
And I'm gonna
goddamn
yell.
sword.
Yeah, and I'm yelling for it to heal the command word.
All right, give me another intimidation check. This, let's see.
Intimidation. All right. Oh man, I wish. Okay. God damn.
Yeah, the creature, let's see. Hold on. What does the creature do? All right, it gets back its breath weapon, and at point blank range, it breathes out its breath weapon in your face in defiance. Give me
Yeah,
a
but
dexterity saving throw. It's only a DC 11.
What are these rolls?
All right. As you raise your shield, its tail whips around, knocks the shield aside, and it bathes you in the face with fire. The napalm pours from its mouth and just burns you. Marcus is bloodied.
Oh.
Can Salem come
Seeing
up and
this
get this
Sure.
thing?
Hellkite attack Marcus, I'm gonna have my mount dive bomb and beat the shit out of this.
No,
All right.
no.
It's
no.
oh
I'm
wait,
gonna-
let's go ahead and get to initiative, I guess, because it sounds like you guys are being awfully aggressive towards your new mount. So
Yeah.
let's
Who
go.
told us how to handle it?
I'm trying to. Yeah. I'm. gonna
And
yell
failing.
for you not to interfere. I'm gonna yell for you not to interfere. This is a matter of principle now.
Oh wow! All right. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. Everybody, please, if you are going to participate in this, roll it to initiative. All right, I think I've rolled all the mounts in. All right. Should I roll the kobold in? I guess. Come on, Roll20. You can do it. Believe in yourself. Ugh. Okay, we got to get off this map soon, guys. I think it's gonna crash my my 2 instances of Roll20 that I'm running.
Oh.
Yeah. When I'm streaming, I have a player instance and my own instance. So, Egan, you're up first.
Egan will walk forward and put 25 points of lay on hands into. It's all my lay on hands.
Into Marcus. Okay.
Yes.
All right, Marcus. The horrible burns that had melted your flesh go away, and you feel less hideously burn-scarred than you were before.
And then I will step over here and attempt to aid Marcus in his intimidation check.
All right. This one looks over at you as if to say, "I didn't ask for your opinion." All right, Salem, Reborn. What's the play?
Yeah, Salem's just gonna charge the snot out of this thing.
Okay.
You better not interfere.
Salem. Since when does Salem listen to anyone?
So you're going after this one that's fighting Marcus?
Yeah.
All right. What are you doing?
I'm gonna flap up to it.
Okay.
And in Draconic, because I speak Draconic.
Okay.
Also the command word.
All right. Are you using handle animals or intimidate?
I'm gonna use intimidation.
All right.
So I puff up basically.
Oh. The creature looks around and sees
7 to that.
and sees your ominous and strange draconic shape. And it shies away from you, hiding its face beneath its wing. All
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
Anything else from Salem?
I'm gonna try and pick up Marcus and put him on top of the mound.
Unfortunately, you are way out of action
okay.
economy at that point.
In that case, that's it.
All right, Marcus, you're up.
Yeah, I drop my sword. I'm punching this thing with an inflict wounds. at
Oh,
second
damn.
level.
Okay.
And I'm gonna yell the command word for heal.
Oh, I don't think a 14 hits.
Damn it.
Yeah, as you go to punch it, it glances off of the creature's draconic hide. There is an explosion of negative energy, and the creature that was patiently healing snarls in outrage.
Would
I'm not
Egan
accepting
saying he
it.
was going to
All right.
help impact us at all? Or he was just helping
Egan
intimidate?
said he was helping with the intimidation.
Well, and also attempting to, because my action was actually lay on hands, so I can't help.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If that is the case, it is Ticklick's turn. Ticklick arrives at the ground, and he heads over. He's going to use a dash action to approach Gyoza. And he extends a hand in the forearm greeting of the Sword Coast.
Greetings! My name is Ticklick. I am a new employee of the Master.
And he points to Marcus, who is still somewhat on fire and still engaged in battle with his mount.
Right. Greetings, Ticklick.
That's all I had to say.
Oh, thank you, Ticklick.
All right. Let's see. That brings us to another Hellkite's turn. All right, this one was just healing next to you. It looks over longfully at the battle, but it looks over at Gyoza, who had the magic words, and it's almost asking permission with its eyes to go get into a flanking position on Marcus. Do you agree, or?
I'll say, I'll use my animal handling roll, I guess, to be like, nope.
All right, give me a handle animals.
Please, sir, can I have some cleric?
Be a natural one. Okay, all right, Jesus.
Yeah, you have no idea why Marcus is struggling so much with this. Like these animals are incredibly well trained. All right, if that is the case, it's gonna. All right, this one, Egan, it's gonna try and push past you to get at Marcus.
Oh, yeah.
Do you allow it to?
I will not allow it to.
All right, sensing that you are strong and confident, it will not try and fight you. All right.
Good.
Larionis, you're up.
So, in this entire flurry, it's basically been like 3 seconds since this thing breathed fire on Marcus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, as above, I'm casting Snillock Snowball Swarm
Oh, okay.
at this one here.
All right.
How dare you?
He breathes fire on you, he's gonna get the ice.
How dare you?
Is this like the magic equivalent of a squirt bottle?
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's only a save DC of 12.
All right.
Dexterity save.
All right. I'm trying my best. My roll 20 is dying. There we go. It fails.
It takes 9 cold damage.
All right. It doesn't like that. It does not like that.
Yeah. Well, and then yeah. I'm just gonna wait.
All right. It kind of pouts a little bit as you do that. Kind of like licks at some of the snow and ice that is clinging to its body, as if trying to pretend like, why would you squirt me with the squirt bottle? I didn't do anything wrong. This is terrible. How insensitive are you? What kind of a person would do this? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
It's like, when your cat goes to scratch something that isn't in scratching post, you squirt it with the water bottle.
All right. After being intimidated and punished, it does look at Marcus angrily, knowing that it is Marcus's fault for this. But it would like to end combat, if that's all right.
Yes, that's.
I mean, if it's going to behave itself, that's fine.
Okay.
I won't make any movements.
All right. You and the creature stare each other down. Give me another intimidate check.
Oh,
This is the last one. If you fail this particular Hellkite will never respect you.
Can I help on this one?
This is something that he must do alone. Otherwise,
okay.
it will associate you as the alpha, and anytime
Can
you're
I
not
guide-
around,
Is
it will...
that a problem?
Can I guide into myself for this?
This is happening right now. If you had a guidance prepared ahead of time. 15's pretty good. Alright. Alright. The creature nods at you. Alright. So, Darren Eatermath says, well, that was really exciting, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave now.
God damn it.
No, I mean, I don't have the authority to kick you out of town, but, you know, I don't want anything burning down my orchard, so...
Gyoza will cast Create Water to put out the fire.
Alright.
Lars is gonna run over to where the fire is, so that as the water
So he
pours
can-
on it, something falls on me.
You guys are a mess. Alright. So you now are in possession of 6 fiery wyvern mounts. What could possibly go wrong with that?
Why do we have 6?
I'm
of
gonna
these?
heal it. I'm gonna heal the one that attacked me.
Okay.
Marcus, why do we have 6?
I don't know. I'm gonna cast Aura Vitality, and I'm gonna touch it while I heal it.
Ooh,
Spending a 3rd level slot, let it know that I'm healing it.
it's
Despite it
somewhat
hurting me.
strange.
Can I roll like an animal handling with that?
Aura of Vitality? Oh yeah, for sure. Go ahead and give me animal handling.
16.
Oh yeah, the creature gives you a lick. With its scalding hot tongue and saliva.
Piece of shit. Alright. So good.
Alright, Ticklick approaches and says,
Ah, master, you did wonderful.
Don't
You're full of
insight
shit,
check that.
kobold.
I was very concerned for the safety of all the Hellkites when you released your powerful magic and that mighty sword.
I almost took out half this town.
I know. Tickling is
characters
very
that are-
fortunate to have been purchased by such a strong and powerful master.
Carrick is going to approach the kobold, get down on his level, and say, "Hey, Ticklick,
Yes.
I got a job for you. You see that flying cat over there?
Ah.
I want you to be just as sarcastic to it as you are to...
Oh, Ticklick is only ever honest and true. Great, wise, yet young-looking man.
Carrick winks at Ticklick at this comment and says, "Yeah, I know you always speak the truth, you little bastard. Have fun. Piss off the cat."
All right, I better not catch you drinking, young man.
Carrick shakes his head at that comment, but continues on.
Oh,
Guys, I got
hello
something to
there,
do in
sir.
town.
Your skin looks wonderful.
Can you guys carry on without me, or you need my help with these?
Oh, it is a god made flesh. Look upon this great creature.
Look, see? He
Oh,
knows
what have you
exactly
done?
what he's...
alright.
You know
Fair
what?
enough.
I'm gonna bless you for that, little kobold.
Oh, that would be my heart's delight.
Yep.
I just realized that Salem takes everything literally. That backfired.
I'm gonna give you this here.
Ticklick is a good fan of gold.
Well, you can have this jeweled bracelet then.
Oh, I will take this trinket of no great value and love it forever.
Good. You better.
I will. For I am fearful of your great power, master.
I give it 10 minutes before he sells that thing to Halia Thornton.
I want to see it every day on your wrist.
Oh, you shall. You shall. For I will always be by your side.
Wonderful.
Do you
He's gonna
require the pads of your feet to be cleaned, master? I can lick them with this tongue.
You know, I tend to do that myself.
You should not be burdened such. Please, allow Ticklick the honor.
Yeah, I've never had it.
Listen, your allies grow silent, their jealousy choking the words in their throats.
They are jealous.
Yeah, we're laughing, not joking.
They're always jealous.
Marcus is laughing.
All right.
Karika's gonna go looking for Sildar to see if he can have a private word with him.
Sure, yeah. You track down Sildar. Sildar says, good, I was looking for you. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about fiery dragons in the town. We had a scare with a white dragon. Like, I just don't think it's really, I don't think the people are going to really be okay with it.
No, I understand. We're heading out here shortly. Thanks for tolerating this mess. We'll try and keep it under control.
No, friend. Tolerance is what I'm all about. Unless it's goblins. I'm having a lot of trouble still getting over what the goblins did to me. But
fuck goblins. It's all good.
Same.
A half-dozen spider wyverns might be a good way of keeping a white dragon away, though.
Hill giants. If I might have a word with you, Sildar, if you have a moment, I'd like to tell you a story.
We're already having a word, but sure. Okay.
All right.
We're both, men of the world with great experience. Yeah. We wear the years well, don't we?
I think you came out better on that end than I did. Anyway, let me tell you a story. Let's say there was a city that people were starting to go missing.
It sounds like most cities in the Sword Coast. Oh, okay. Yartar, that sounds like a nice place. Yeah, down the road.
Yeah. And let's say there was a band of adventurers that were engaged to find out why these men went missing.
Okay.
And they poked around and they asked around and they met an interesting person. And let's say this person was female.
Okay, all right.
Another way of putting it is that this was a female elf.
Sure.
A third way of putting it would be that it was a drow female elf.
Sure, okay.
That was blue.
Uh-huh.
And in our dealings,
he kind of blushes a little bit, and he's like, "Was she beautiful? Because I seem to have a weakness for such women."
From a certain point of view, there was a beauty, but also an ugliness.
Oh.
And allow me to finish the tale.
Oh, sure. I'm just trying in my head to picture the adventure that you're telling me about, and I can't help, I'll be honest, of casting my sweet lady friend in the role of this drow you're referring to. Is that weird?
Maybe. I don't know. Could be. Maybe it's apropos.
Because it sounds a lot like Sebastri in appearance, at least.
Maybe she's got a sister. I don't know.
Oh.
But, let me finish telling the tale.
Sure, please.
We this group of adventurers we were talking about. They meet up with her. They spend some time with her. They find out that she deals with some dark magic. They also find out that,
like a warlock.
Perhaps.
Okay. That's incredible because my sweet Sebastri is a warlock.
And might be a way of another way of putting the relationship. Find out that she's working supposedly under duress.
All right.
For a dark wizard. Turns out that it was a slimy sewer creature, an aboleth.
Oh, I think you used that word yesterday in regards to Larionis.
Did I?
Yeah.
I can't recall.
So this is a true story that involves you guys.
Maybe.
All right.
And turns out that this woman, who was alleging she was under duress, was finding young men, seducing them, knocking them out, and sending them along to this aboleth to be presumably eaten.
Oh. Under duress, though.
Supposedly.
All right.
You and I both know that someone who has traveled, has experience.
Sure.
There's always a choice. There's always a choice to be made. And that being said, I just wanted to tell you the story.
Well, as an upstanding member
with
of the Lord's Alliance, I feel like I have a pretty strong grasp of good and evil, and I feel like while some of us are strong enough to stand as paragons of the light, there are others who struggle, whose instincts to survive overcome the conscience and the guiding voice of reason and goodness that resides in their hearts. They do bow to the pressure that is placed upon them, and yes, they perform acts of evil.
Well, I just seeing Sebastria the other day, and Aaron mentioned her the other day, and seeing her this morning, just that story came to mind. I just wanted to share that with you.
Sergeant Carrick Borgash, I'm glad we're alone because I feel like I need to tell you something, sir. Just because you're a half-orc of advanced years, and you may have had to grow up in a sword coast that treated you poorly for your race and your birthright, I don't feel that it justifies this sort of profiling. Just because she's a blue-skinned drow doesn't mean that she's a bad guy. I kind of feel like that's what you're trying to insinuate here, and I understand. I'm an old man, she's a young, beautiful, fey creature. What am I thinking? But I've lived a long life, and I'm possessed of my own will and my own faculties. And I've come a long way as well in understanding that it takes many different races and species to make the world go round. So, I appreciate your concern. And yes, I've faced a number of drow in battle, and they are a deadly opponent. But, I've learned to let go of those hatreds. I hope, friend, that you could do the same.
I'm going to be blunt with you. My concern is not her parentage. My concern is the choices that I've seen her make in the recent past.
So I'm taking your meaning now that you are saying this individual is the same individual from your story.
Yes.
That's unfortunate. Should I have her arrested or?
Heads up.
All right.
She's well away from Yartar. And I don't think any accusations would stand up. I'm just trying to give you a heads up as far as what you're getting yourself into.
So you think that this beautiful woman that's way outside of my league is using me?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe she got so scared with the experience that she's decided
for perhaps my family's wealth, my position as a minor noble, and my political position as leader of this town.
Well, now that you put it like that, yeah, she's definitely targeting you.
Now, if I was aware of such things and I still went for it, would I be abusing that power?
Both of you enter into a relationship, a contract, if you will, of understanding of what the other wants. I'm not going to cast aspersions on someone's choices. I'm just
Fair enough.
letting you know the full story.
Well, I would like to say that Phandalin is a bastion, a beacon, as it were, of righteousness. But honestly, the only town guards I can secure are a bunch of former slavers, murderers, and bullies. This is a rough and rowdy town. And if she's as rough and rowdy a woman as you claim, but willing to try again, then she's definitely come to the right place.
I'm not questioning where she's taking up residence. I just didn't want to see a decent fellow taken advantage of simply because he didn't have all the information.
I'll certainly be keeping my guard up. Thank you.
No problem. And I'm not going to lie, I don't like justice going undone, but at the same time, I also understand where the line is. So I'm not going to interfere in your business. I'll leave
That's
you
fair.
to your choices.
If
sir.
you'd like, I will send a message to the River Baroness explaining that we have a fugitive from justice here and see if she wants her apprehended.
You can do that, certainly.
As a member of the
but,
Lord's Alliance, I respect the laws of Faerun above my own feelings.
I will say this one thing in parting. Is that what you truly want? Think on it before you send
No,
off
I
that
was
message.
really hoping to have sex with her. Honestly, that's what I've been...
At that comment, Carrick will clap him on the shoulder. Well, bang your brains out, friend.
Oh.
Have fun.
All right. Maybe I've been in Phandalin too long, but it does sound like fun. All right. What will the Sword Saints
Just
do
be
next?
Well, this is awkward. While this was going on,
Yeah.
Lars would have actually sought out Italia to see how her new start has gone, and
Okay.
also to see if he possesses magic strong enough to help him with his plight.
All right. When she sees you, she immediately rolls for initiative, thinking that you were sent by Usith in revenge.
That would be fair. That would be a fair assumption.
Yeah. As Danny DeVito might say, she just starts blasting. So, like, how do you deal with all these eldritch blasts that are being fired at you in the middle of the crowded inn?
Is she seriously fucking firing in the middle of the
Have you ever worked for an aboleth? It's pretty terrifying.
Nope, I can't say I have.
All right.
I mean, I would just in Elvish be like yelling at her to stop, that it is Larianis, that I have been injured and cursed and need her help as we helped her.
And she says, "Person I don't know. What happened to Usith that I don't know?" And at this point, people are screaming and running out of the inn into the streets. This is kind of normal for Phandalin, so it's not, yeah.
God for that.
Yeah, a guard pops his head in, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to need 5 gold for I didn't see this fee.
Lars is going to turn to him, all like bodied up like that.
Oh, a Triton. You're far from the ocean, friend. 5 gold. Or if you got any of them shiny shells that you people carry around, I'll take that.
I'll summon the elf shadow right beside him,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna suggest he leave.
Hexblade, huh? I see about 5 of those a week, but that's fine. Just leave the money with Toblin. All right. He's good in there. It's good in there. Everybody just go for it. Walk it off, everyone. Walk it off. We got a code H. We got a code H. And everyone's like, Hexblade. All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell her that Usith is no more for the moment. We defeated him, but this was my punishment for doing so.
Oh, Usith was actually defeated by you?
We are the Sword Saints of Phandalin.
I mean, I knew you were alive, but I figured you just left the city with the Baroness's money after you roughed me up. I didn't think you'd actually go down and try to fight him.
My lady, I told you that I would free you from your servitude.
Wow. Well, I could sleep a lot better now. Oh, well, you know, reverie, whatever. Phew. Wow. He's really dead. Man.
As you can see, it has come at great cost. I wonder if there's anything you can do that can assist me in shaking this curse.
Oh, gosh. Have you tried a heal spell?
I did. Unfortunately, my companions were not strong enough to channel the energy.
Oh, why don't you just go to, like, Neverwinter or Waterdeep? They're, like, at equal distance from here, and just, well, I think Neverwinter might be closer. Just, I mean, you're rich, right? Just take care of it. Oh, I don't mean to make it sound like that, but yeah, I mean, like, there's no one in this podunk mud hole that's gonna be able to do that.
Very well.
Also, you need to take these things with you, because they keep bringing me like stray pets and children, and yeah, it's very awkward.
They will be leaving with us.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they approach holding a kitten.
I'm gonna take the kitten from them.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna like hand it to her, kind of whispering, "This will just be easier. Set it loose later." And I'm gonna shuffle them out.
All
and
right.
on my way out, I'm gonna turn and say, "By the way, if any harm comes to Sildar, we will be back."
Nothing will happen. You know how it is with the mortals. Like, sometimes one of them catches your eye, and you enjoy it for a little while until they die. It's like the humans have their dogs, and we have our mortals.
Lars is gonna just kind of give like a absent nod at that, as he thinks like he's actually thinking to himself like that may have been the way he thought of it when he left Evermeet. But then I met Valara. You see.
And Marcus.
Mostly Valara.
She leads in close and she says, "I have to ask, have you ever dated your way like down a family tree? That's weird, right?"
I mean, only if it's your own family tree.
Well, right. I just mean like, you know, like, oh, it can never be wed because I'm too long lived, and then like you like show up later and date their son. You know what I'm saying? Is that weird?
I saw this play once where Captain Waterdeep almost got together with the niece of you know the and I mean everyone thought it was weird, but I thought, you know what? You got to do what's right for you at the time.
Right. Also, the whole age thing is very confusing, because, like, you know Dritz Duerden, right? He totally, like, started hooking up with that human girl that he made friends with when she was, like, 6. That's weird, right?
Yeah, that is
That's
weird.
weird.
That is creepy.
Okay.
That ain't right. We're on the same page on that one.
All right.
Yeah.
But
you can't know them when they're a child.
Let's just put it out there, right? Like, God's bless, right? Look at me with my sunglasses and my sun hat in the middle of this human town, and no one's throwing rocks at me or anything.
I mean, it did help that he, you know, also could have absolutely killed anybody who said boo to him. So, you know, he was able to back up his reform.
I don't know. There was always a theory that if you could get him stuck on a riverbank, you could kill him with ranged attacks, and he wouldn't be able to fight back.
I mean,
that's why in the stories he never really fights in, near, or on a river.
Except when he was hunting pirates, the tales go that he often would use that full-grown woman's bow.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
All right. Enough celebrity gossip. All right. Oof. Well, if I'm no longer being hunted, then I guess I could be a little bit more honest with the people of this town about who I am. I was using a false identity because I didn't want anybody to get dragged into my business.
Well, and I mean, most of these people won't live long enough for it to matter, but keep in mind that what Usith was, they don't go away forever. They eventually come back.
Okay. That could be bad.
So enjoy your next century or two, but be cautious.
Of course. And as you guys are finishing up your conversation, Skippy arrives, holding a small bunny. And he hands over the bunny.
Gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna hand it to
Honestly, maybe I should just keep them and open a pet store. Adventurers love pets.
I've heard that.
They love pets so much that you could probably charge them like 10, 15, 20 gold for like a 5 copper piece bunny rabbit.
I mean, Anauroch is on his shoulder right now because he needs the water.
I'll just reassure her again that we'll be taking them when we leave. And,
No. Actually, you know what? Leave the bunny and the cat. I think that's what I'm going to do.
Oh no, I meant the fishmen.
Oh, yeah. No, take them. They're just terrible.
Yeah.
I just have images of a beleaguered weasel running through my head right now.
Oh, also, did that Marcus guy make it out?
He
did.
I waved at her. Yeah.
I mean, I know he's not. He doesn't stand out much. He says that he saw you earlier today. You must not have noticed him.
Doesn't stand out much.
Well, I saw like a really drab half elf standing next to you. Was that him?
Oh, okay.
Without his noble clothes and bearing, I guess I didn't recognize him. He was kind of like road weary. He also looked really tired.
Yes, he as a priest of the dawn, he occasionally partakes in a full night of prayer. In the ritual that carries on into the dawn, and so on those days he tends to be a little worse for wear.
Oh, that sounds a lot like this really uppity cleric that lives in town. She's always hosting like late night prayer sessions.
Indeed. With
whatever handsome adventurers happen to be in town, I guess. I don't know. Like, I guess they're multi-classing into cleric.
That's interesting. I had thought that the overnight prayer sessions were Marcus's, and Marcus's alone.
Oh, does she really slum it that hard?
I just love that she's talking about you that way, and I'm sitting here with fucking translucent skin.
but still an elf, so already better than everyone else. All right, so you guys finish up your conversation. She thanks you for the information. What is your next move, guys? You could get to a major city pretty quickly with these flying mounts if you wanted to just swing by a major city and get a heal cast.
Yeah, don't we have one set up for us in Neverwinter?
The forge.
You do?
The forge first.
Yeah.
Okay,
we'll go
if we get Larionis healed, then we have a lot more options.
Well, the forge is like right next door, basically.
It's true. It's like an hour by dragon. You just fly on over.
Yeah, we can do the forge. I mean, honestly, the way Lars looks at it is every day that passes is a day that he might just spontaneously be back to himself.
If we leave without going to the forge, we'll never come back. That's how it's been all campaign.
True.
We have to come back this way because the hill giants are right bloody next door.
Gotta get it done now.
That.
Now, so that it can get done
now or
while we're in Neverwinter, or else it'll never get.
All right.
We'll end up going to Neverwinter, and we'll be thrust into the Underdark by some whirlwind event. And we never make it back.
I'll Lars
in trouble. Let's go get his ass healed.
We're already here. It's in town. It's in town. It's in town, basically.
It's like an hour's flight away, yeah. So
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, it's down the street.
keep in
Yeah,
mind with your flying mounts are great and all, but it doesn't necessarily improve things too much because you still got to fly. You still got to travel overland, blah 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 blah, all that jazz. So
well, then I'll just freaking take Larionis to get healed at Neverwinter, and you guys can go to the Soul Forge.
Lars wants to go
If
to
it's that
Soul
big a deal.
Forge because he wants to see what'll happen to Lisa Fell if he gets her soul forged.
oh, all right. Let's
It's a big deal. That's a big deal.
okay.
Yeah, but it's only
I'm sorry.
one of us. I mean,
It's 2-hour flight to get over there. 2-hour flight.
all right.
So you guys fly over. I don't necessarily have a map for it because I'm hoping you don't have to actually fight anybody here.
We're hoping that too.
Yeah. As you arrive, the 2 remaining Rockseeker brothers are just so happy that you are here. Also, that gnome you met so long ago on the road, he works here now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Kablam Keen Teeny Brick and his Iron Defender, Sputnik.
yeah.
So they're working here. Yeah, like it's a whole celebrity cast of gnomes and dwarf NPCs. They're happy that you have swung by, though Gundren does look a bit nervous that you are here to claim some money. And with his dented forehead from that incident that we don't need to talk about, he looks at you and he says,
I knew this day would come eventually. Brother, the Reaper is here. I suppose you'll be wanting that 10%.
and you see a tear just stream down his face from his one good eye.
The things a man says when he's desperate for aid.
Well, your brother was mentioning something about maybe getting soul forging done instead.
Oh, well, if you'd like to do some soul forging instead, then perhaps we can reach an agreement then. Now,
Money hungry.
And the tear just immediately goes back up his face into his eye.
Yeah.
It's really weird. And he's like, so, we've been reading about these ancient techniques, soul forging. It's a bit dangerous, and untested. But we figured if anybody could survive the process, it would be the Sword Saints.
Okay, well, the first question that comes to mind is this soul forging technique. Does it work on weapons that are already magic?
It does, but it'll wipe clean the magic it already has when it lays down the new magic.
So it'd be much better to use a weapon that's non-magical.
Well, it doesn't actually work like that. You do need a magical weapon that you've already been attuned to. And then if you have a good attunement, you can soul forge it.
Oh, he whips out Talon. He said, "Here you go, buddy."
Oh, the mighty Talon. Have you managed to activate its true powers?
I tried.
Oh. Well, no matter.
I covered it in lots of work blood.
Oh, is that how you thought it was going to get
Was
reawakened?
there another way? Is there something I missed?
Yeah, you're just supposed to stab it through the eye of an eye of Grumpsh and call out to your god to damn its soul to all eternity.
Well, I mean, if that was the case, let's go do that right now.
I mean, there are some orcs up in the mountains if you are looking for orcs. I mean,
Whoa, wait, does this matter?
no, if we're gonna soul forge it, it's gonna wipe clean its abilities anyways.
Okay, who cares? Let's just do this.
All right. I mean, all it is, I think, is just a sword of orc slaying, an extra 2d6 to orcs. I mean, how good is that, really?
Fuck it.
All right.
Have you been attuned to this blade?
I don't believe that blade requires attunement.
Ah, then we can't turn it into a soul-forged weapon.
Let me double check.
Okay. While he's checking, how are you folk doing? Larionis, you're not looking too good, and you've got a big talking lion now, so that's new.
I have seen better days, but Salem has actually grown into a powerful this.
You know, we have a powerful forge priest here. Why don't I just have him take a look at you?
That would be wonderful.
Are you sure? I mean, if you're happy with this new look, I'll try to be supportive.
I would very much like to become myself again.
All right. Let me see what I've got here. You know what? Yeah. All right. I'll go fetch him. We're gonna need him anyways to talk about the soul forging, and you just sit tight there. You look like you're drying out a bit.
Yes, it's a little the heat here. It's wearing down the water. I'll wait here for you.
All right. Yeah. So eventually, this old ass dwarf shows up.
This forge cleric would probably know a bit about this soul forging, this being part of his craft.
Yeah.
Lars is gonna ask him if, like, what he would know about essentially how it might interact with something like a moonblade, because the moonblade is very much there's a history there and everything.
Hello there. Yes, the name's Ibram Soulforger, and let me say that I really appreciate what you and yours have done to free up this most historical and spiritual site of the dwarven people.
Damn it! It doesn't need attunement.
Now, let me tell you here, a moonblade, and if that's truly what it is, then you are blessed by the gods. Is a powerful ancestral artifact made, some say, by the gods of the elves themselves. It would be a sacrilege for us to work such a weapon in our forge.
It's as I thought. I simply wanted to check.
Great Moradin himself would look down at such a fine weapon, made by rivals / brothers who are the elves, and shake his head in disgust if we were to try and improve upon it.
Mark is finally coming back from looking and
there he is. There he is. Yes, the cleric of the sun god. I've heard a lot about you. You're a bit of a scoundrel, they say.
Perish the thought. Not at all.
So, what can I do for you? It seems your friend here has a terrible skin condition. Have you tried a greater restoration yet?
Oh, yeah. Well, we're gonna get him fixed up here in half a day.
Whoa.
I mean, it's no trouble to me.
I just offered this guy to help me.
I'm a high-ranking forge cleric of Moradin. I mean, how do you think we're making soul-forged weapons out here? Do you think we just got some low-level shits over here?
I apologize. I wasn't introduced.
Well, I'm just trying to understand where your head's at. I mean, where else would you think you needed to go?
Well, seems like it was up my own ass. Ask me.
All right. All right, come here, Elf. Let's get this taken care of. What do you need?
I'm given to understand that heal would be sufficient.
All right, here it is. He casts heal on you.
Once I become myself, I will express great gratitude towards him.
You're an elf noble, right? Make sure you tell your mommy and your daddy that the dwarves looked out for you when you were on the mainland.
You can count on it. They will hear of your generosity and aid.
All right, now I'm told that first of all, your donation to the Soul Forge for that heal I just cast will just come out of your 10% shares, and that's fine with me. Now, the second thing I've heard is that you are interested in being one of our first.
Whoa, hey,
What seems to be the problem there?
We were gonna get one for free. I thought you were doing this out of the kindness of your heart.
What, the casting of magics?
Marcus.
Oh, I'm sure it'll all be sorted. I'm sure it'll all be sorted out. Don't worry. Okay. I know how you Lathanderites feel about your gold. See, us dwarves, we're not prone to being greedy. So, let's talk about soul forging. Do you have such a weapon that you've attuned to that you'd like me to try and work into something special?
I've no blade. I was preferring a blade, but yeah, nothing of the sort. I guess I'm just gonna have to take my cut of the 10% from Gundren here.
I have a coin.
Well, are you gonna throw it at people, Mighty Cat?
Depending on how the group feels about it, we have the rod that can be soul forged.
Oh.
I think we should do that.
I can't use that.
No, but I could. And the Giant Slayer sword does not require attunement.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want to wipe the Giant Slayer off the Giant Slayer sword.
Well, no, they were saying it has to be one of the prerequisites is that it must be an attunable weapon first and foremost.
So it's not even an option, yeah.
Yeah.
No one is currently using the rod, right? Like the giant sword.
I was until I was handed the Giant Slayer sword.
Right. So
well, if you want, I can rework a larger weapon into a smaller one.
That might be worth doing if we could, rework the Giant Slayer sword for, say, Egan to use, and I could soul forge to the rod, perhaps.
I think it was more like you would keep the two-handed giant sword, and then we would rework the rod into a one-handed weapon. I think is what he was getting at, is that we have to rework the attunable thing into a one-handed weapon.
Yeah.
I could certainly try to turn a great sword into a smaller sword while retaining the enchantment. There are things that could go wrong, but
what would be easier to do?
Well, the process of soul forging allows us to reshape and reforge the weapon. So it definitely would be easier, I think, if we did the soul forging.
So can we turn a rod of Vonnidod into like a longbow of Vonnidod?
He kind of chuckles, and he's
Lars
like,
is completely joking.
The Vonnidod, you say? That's a good one.
Yeah, and I'll take a thing of Vonnidod instead of vegan.
Well,
but yeah, I think we should get the. Could you take this rod of Vonnidod and make it a one-handed weapon and soul forge it?
I get it. It's been a while since I've had a magic weapon.
I can.
You had Talon.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've gotten a new one. I can't use the wand.
Oh, this weapon is adamantine. It will take a long time to work.
And honestly, if we're gonna rework this for someone, I feel it should be for Egan.
It's a worthless +1 sword for words. I
Marcus,
can't use my wand.
We know how to activate it now. We can make it all in its like splendor now. We can seek out an orc to do it too.
How many magical items does Marcus?
You hear a dwarf that's passing by, and they're like, you talking about orcs? I heard there's a plenty of orcs working for them hill giants down in Desserin Valley.
Maybe we'll end up seeing some orcs then.
I don't care about orcs.
Marcus. Do you want to give Egan Talon? Do you want to get rid of Talon? Do you hate Talon that much?
Oh,
I loved Talon for the longest time. I loved it, but it wasn't as good. It wasn't good enough. I'm not a fighter. And the wand, until we realized it was a bad wand, and I can't use the wand anymore.
Well,
Marcus is pretty upset.
We're
right
at the
now.
Soul Forge. Hey, Ibram.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever worked with magic wands?
No, I don't touch this stuff. This is a forge. We make weapons here.
Okay, just asking.
That's probably good business practice there, friend.
Now, if you're hoping to make a weapon that looks, that functions like a wand, I could certainly jam some charges of a few spells into the weapon.
Honestly, I think if we're going to rework the Vonnidod, I think it should go to Egan.
Well, yeah.
I won't argue.
All right, let's do that. We'll find you something good, Marcus.
Marcus, we'll get that blade.
We will get that Soul Forge. I want Soul Forge.
We will get you your. Think about it this way: when we awaken Talon, maybe it becomes an attuned weapon, and if you don't like what its awakened powers are, we can Soul Forge it for you.
There you go. See, now you have something to do with your yourself there. Yeah.
I hate all of you. All right.
Now, I will tell you, best case scenario, it's going to take me 2 weeks. That's 20 days to work this into a soul-forged weapon.
Well, now we have a reason to come back.
And to take downtime.
And yeah.
Now here's the thing.
Hunt,
at some point during the crafting, you may become exhausted. You may pass out. You may experience a tremendous sense of sadness and loss. You may outright die. You may feel a bit of indigestion. That's just your soul being messed with via magic. So, just like a heads up.
Okay, now we're making a decision for a party member that can't be present due to illness. Now I feel bad.
Oh, is he not here?
He messaged that he was feeling ill all of a sudden.
Oh, all right.
Honestly, it actually makes you hurt a little bit ahead of time. The resonance caused him to be ill.
Well, he attunes to the weapon, and that's the link that they use to forge a piece of his soul into the weapon. So basically, when he dies, the weapon will lose its enchantment unless he passes it on to a blood-related child that he cared very much for. It's essentially what the Moonblade is, but for dwarves. Or not just for dwarves, but dwarves have kind of cracked the code on it, essentially.
I just put in chat that exactly is what Larianis is realizing as you explain that.
Yep. Right. There's no... Again, that's why they can't do anything to it, because it's already the Soul Forged blade. Sort of. So basically, why don't you guys think about it and decide what you want it, what kind of weapon you want it to be, and what kind of abilities you want it to have. Basically, if you come up with stuff, I guarantee you it's covered by this guide. So I'm not going to show you the guide because I want you to not have, like, basically a catalog to order out of. I want you to come up with what you want the weapon to do, and then they will try to craft something that would match what you're after. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
tell Egan to go nuts.
A few examples is the legendary Fire and Ice, a double-sided great axe that does ice with one head and fire with the other, and once per long rest can allow you to cast Absorb Elements. Yeah.
That's cool, but that's a great axe.
Well, no, I'm just saying these are examples of soul-forged weapons. Terminalis, the longsword, +2, blood drinker, keen and vicious.
Wow.
Yeah, meaning it crits on a 19 or a 20, and when it crits, it does extra crit dice. And since it's a blood drinker, you heal when you do crits.
Ooh.
Yeah, or the Grudge Taker, a +1 Warhammer with the Nemesis enchantment, the Dread Overpower, and the Tracking ability. You can declare an opponent with this weapon, and it will guide you to that opponent and give you advantage on all attacks against them. And when you hit them, they have to make saves against fear.
Wow.
Yeah. Etc., etc., so on and so forth. Yeah. The Staff of Eternal Dominion is a quarterstaff that can also store spells inside of it. It can also fight on its own like a dancing weapon. Give you bonuses to concentration checks and telepathy.
These are overpowered.
They're soul forged.
There's a mace called the End Times. It's a +3 mace that amplifies your spellcasting abilities. Allows you to have extra damage against prone opponents. And you can consume spell slots to essentially deal extra damage, sort of like a paladin. And so on and so forth.
So Marcus, when we awaken your blade and then you attune to it, we can turn it into the End Times mace.
You want to turn my longsword into a mace?
Well, no, it doesn't have to be that. I'm saying these are examples of soul
okay.
forged weapons that have been made in the past. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you can have the
I
End
would
Times
want-
sword.
I'm just imagining a longsword that could deal like some lightning damage. Honestly,
Easy enough. Super easy.
I don't have big ambitions. Yeah.
Oh,
Barely an inconvenience.
yeah.
Well, let's see what Egan envisions when
Just
he's
something
feeling better.
like-
There you go. So it's a good thing to bandy around and chat for the next week. That being said, we'll assume that you make your order, and then head out. Yeah. Or do you spend the night at the Soul Forge essentially, so they can start the ritual and process, and head out in the morning, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be fine with starting or staying the night, and
Yeah.
Lars will essentially spend his time aiding in whatever way he can, because he feels very indebted to these dwarves right now.
Sure. Yeah, I was wondering if you guys would be like, hey, in order to make super powerful items at a Soul Forge, they probably have a really powerful Forge Cleric. I bet a powerful Forge Cleric could cast a heal spell. But nobody did. And then when I was like, wow, they're really gonna fly all the way to Neverwinter, I was like, yeah, I'll probably just bring up that little detail there. So, cool.
What's a Forge Cleric?
Yeah. Forge Cleric is top tier for sure. Top tier, especially early game top tier for sure, but still very powerful. All right, so you guys, yeah, you're gonna head to where with your flying mounts? The Desert Valley to start investigating.
I think it's time to start dive bombing some hill giants.
Okay, fair enough. So if you check your map, you will see that you're currently outside of Phandalin, about 20 miles outside of Phandalin, and the Desert Valley is over here, south of Yartar. The Desert River kind of runs right through it.
The valley is north of Yartar. Do you mean the Desert Hills?
Oh yeah. Sorry, Desert Hills. Yeah, because that's where hill giants would be. Is in the hills. Yeah. So Desert Hills are south of Yartar. There we go.
And then after we get them, then we'll hit the valley giants.
No. The whole region is the Desert Valley, but this particular part of it is the Desert Hills. See, it says Desert Valley down here also. Ya butthole. So excuse
So
me.
are there like North Valley like giants and like Southern Valley giants?
Yes, but they've all been united under the under Chief Guh. So
Appreciate you guys putting up with Marcus throwing a tantrum.
it's okay. I mean, you've been
We
using
all get a turn.
you've
I
been
guess.
using an OPS class and magic item combination the entire campaign. It's hard
Yep.
to stop being super bazooka man. I get it. I get it.
True.
You went from
Yeah.
Apex to just Pex.
Yeah.
So
And then getting beat up by your new mount. I mean, that wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could see
Mark
that.
said he knew
That was
well.
hilarious.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Mark.
honestly, I am eager. Like Lars is truly eager now that we have this information to go orc hunting with you, and to find you an Eye of Grumsh, and to make sure that that one eye he has is closed forever with your blade.
I mean,
being
why don't
put
you just
through.
cast divination? Why don't you just cast divination tonight and be like, Lathander, is there a goddamn Eye of Grumsh hanging out with like Chief Guh? Why don't you just ask him? All right.
Done.
Even though you are underground, you feel the warm sun on your face.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Okay.
It's a good sign.
All right.
I just in Marcus's voice right now. I'm hearing the song. I saw the sign.
All right. So.
Nah, I'm walking on sunshine.
Oh, nice. Also good. Also good. So where you guys are headed is a location known as Grudhog. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm really bad at Viking and Giant. I will put it into chat, and our resident Viking expert, Salem, can tell me if I'm pronouncing it anywhere near correctly.
Grudhog?
Google tells me it's Grudhug.
Yeah, it's like you're hugging someone.
Grudhug. Okay.
Grudhug.
Grudhug. That is appropriate. So Grudhug is a massive, what do they call their Viking buildings? Longhouse?
Yeah, longhouses.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's just a massive longhouse where all of the giants in the region have gathered. This information provided to you by your friendly neighborhood scout from Tribor before you guys left. So Grudhug is a massive longhouse surrounded by a 20-foot high palisade made of logs lashed together. The giant translation of Grudhug is river mound, and boy is it, the building resembles a giant beaver dam straddling the river. It is lodged between two rocky outcroppings and made of piled timber packed with clay and mud. There are hollow cavities that resemble caves leading inside. Above this piled timber foundation is a mud steading made to giant scale, like a big log cabin longhouse situation. It's an impressive feat of engineering, and definitely was not built by hill giants. In fact, rumor has it that the hobgoblins and goblins that Guh keeps in her employ are the ones who assembled it for her. All right, so you can add orcs, hobgoblins, and goblins to the roster of shit you're probably going to run into.
All right.
All right. From your current location, I'm double checking the map here to see exactly where it would be, but I'm pretty sure it's located like right around this pink dot I just drew. Pretty sure that's where it is.
It sounds like it'd be pretty easy to pick out from the sky.
Oh, for sure. All right. If that is your intention, I would strongly recommend that over the next week you take care of any town business that you need to before you head out.
I suppose one question to ask is, during this week, obviously, we'll need to get Egan to figure out what he would have requested of the dwarves. And then maybe, like, are we heading right over there, or are we going to wait for the foraging to be done?
Foraging is going to take 20 days.
Uh-huh.
We want to wait for 20 days?
I mean, downtime
we
is something
can-
that can actually be handled over Discord.
Well, I mean, I think we should handle this while it's being forged.
Okay. Just wanted to put it out there as, like, the option to decide before we actually start next session.
All right. So the intention then is to set them about the task and then head on over.
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough.
I guess if any of us remember something we want to do in town, we just message you over Discord.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, we just gotta wait for Egan's approval on the rod or not. So
All right. Let's see.
Sure we'll be fine.
It lies on a branch of the Desserin River in the hills northeast of Golden Fields. Oh, so it's actually a little bit further down. Okay. My bad.
So, can they soul forge more than one thing at a time?
That would technically be the Somber Hills. There we go. Currently, no. They can only work on one at a time.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there
Again, this is
anything
a
the
this is
dwarves
a
could
lost
do-
this is a lost art that they're trying to restore.
Right.
Could the dwarves do anything with improving standard armor, or is that just not gonna happen?
Yeah, I mean they can make like +1 armor and weapons. Sure, like that's not a problem.
What would be involved with making like a +1 half plate or breastplate or something like that?
You would just buy it probably at a slight discount because you guys, help save this whole place from, monsters and stuff.
Okay.
Or
Fair
your
enough.
your
+1
predecessors
things,
and allies did. Yeah, +1 stuff is not very expensive, especially considering where you guys are at wealth wise. Let's see. I'll get you the official price real quick. It's the base cost of the weapon, and I want to say, I'll just look it up. I can't actually
While
remember.
you look it up,
Is it is it base plus 500 or something? for a
It's
+1?
yeah. It's base plus 500, and then I think armor's like plus 1,000. But I'm looking it up real quick.
All right.
while you look it up,
Mhm.
I'd be interested in a +1 shield.
Sure, that counts as armor. So,
Okay.
let's see.
Salem, what are we looking at in the way of party funds at the moment?
After spending the 70 on the mounts, give me a second, and I'll pull it up.
I thought Marcus had a +1 shield.
He does.
I do.
That's Gyoza that said he was interested in +1 shield.
My shield is also one that he can wield as well.
I thought Gyoza was
minus
using a sticky shield, or shields are not restricted to druids.
No, I can
It's
use
metallic.
Druids can use metal weapons, shields.
Okay.
Druids are just not armor, but shields and weapons are okay.
Okay.
It's sort of like the Catholic Church with druids, like where everything had to be in Latin back in the beginning, and if you were a single mother, they like burned you at the stake. But like now, they're just like, would anybody like to come to church at all? Please, anyone? Yeah.
We still have.
All right.
If we're talking about just money,
It is it would be the price of the weapon. Normally a +1 weapon is roughly 1,000 gold. And but they will do you for +1 weapons the cost of the weapon plus 500.
So total funds wise, we have a little. Let's see, 1,000. 1 plus another 7.
Oh, we
And
got
armors would be more expensive than that, though, right, Crash?
Right, and armor is normally 1,500 plus the cost of the armor. They would do it for 1,000 plus the cost of the armor.
So a +1 shield would be like 1,010 gold.
2,581 gold is what we have.
Well, we're pretty nut flush. Maybe this is
We had to burn a bunch of money for that scroll and the things.
Yeah, unlucky. Oof.
I don't necessarily think
Well,
getting
maybe
a
we
whole
go
bunch
kill a
of
white dragon.
+1 stuff is necessary.
Yeah, let's just go kill the white dragon.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: we're gonna be fighting a giant.
Everybody after this poor white dragon.
Yeah, no. I think after we finish the giant, we'll see if what our wealth situation is, and what our loot situation is before we go and drain our treasury on this.
If this giant has been collecting people and trinkets and things for however long, we'll find something there.
That was one of the reasons to go after the Frost, was just because they would have more valuable stuff. Because they're also, whatever they collect, whatever magic items that the hill giants have collected, is just.
You don't know that. Don't even finish that sentence.
It's worthless.
Well, I'm not saying it's worthless. It's just by happenstance they were capturing people to eat, and they might have had magic items on them.
Well, I'm saying that Chief Guh was smart enough to hire hobgoblin contractors, orc mercenaries, and goblin engineers. So, I mean, she's not, a complete idiot.
Also remember that Crash has often made it clear that we are not the only adventuring party around in the world. So we don't know how many other parties in the region may have tried to stop the hill giants and failed.
Maybe.
So, ultimately, though, even if she has absolute trash, I still think the logic is sound that we don't necessarily drain the party treasury of what little is in there just for 2 pieces of +1.
No, I think we have enough at the moment. We're all level 8. I think this is something that will be a reasonable stand-up fight. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's hard. It's what it is. We're level 8. I think we'll persevere ultimately.
We got to try and get Gyoza an item that lets him retain the bonus when he changes into animal form too. We need
retain what bonus?
Yeah, what bonus?
We need to get you a instead of a cloak of protection, we need to get you a collar of protection that you can wear as a human. With little sexy girls with the neck thing going, and then when you change into a bear or whatever, yeah, exactly.
That can stay with animal form.
Yeah. Something that is dual purpose.
Gyoza, are you into S&M, sir? That's okay. It's just that's what you're projecting.
No, it's Lars' suggestion. It's just practicality. Practicality.
And out of character, I'm just saying that's the image you project.
I don't think you know any of our voices.
That's right. When Gyoza spoke, you thought it was Marcus, and then when I said something, you thought it was Gyoza. What's going on with you today, David?
Well, no,
All right,
I was saying about the collar comment. I made one. It's identified one person.
All right, so on that note, we're gonna end the game for the week with the Desert Valley, which is the whole fucking region, awaiting you. You have your flying mounts. You have dropped off the Rod of the Vonnidod to be reforged. You will decide before next week what that is going to be through true democracy. A mythical thing that we still respect in Dungeons and Dragons, because Dungeons and Dragons is full of mythical things and magical stuff. And then you hopefully will actually go there. And now that you have flying mounts, I guess you could go anywhere, but it would make me super sad if I spent 2 hours today prepping fucking hill giants, and then you guys didn't go there.
We're gonna go.
Alright, alright.
Was
Alright.
very
we had a-
persuasive about going to the frost giants now, Crash.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
We had a lot of RP to get through tonight.
Fair, yeah, you did. I mean, that's generally what happens in between arcs. Is you know, like you kind of end stuff, turning quest, figure out your next move, equip up, all that jazz. So
Make
now
sure your epidermis is solid.
yeah, everybody's healed, everybody's healthy, everybody's got flying mounts. You are ready to head out into the world and start kicking ass. So, keep in mind, you will be flying over the Crypt Garden Forest and how Yili Matar feels about dragons in her territory. So you may want to treat that as a no-fly zone. You are passing by the town of Westbridge on your way. I don't know if you want to swing by and visit anybody, or if you just want to straight up get your asses over there, dive bomb these dudes, and just start wrecking face. So
Westbridge might be a good place to stop by on the way back to liquidate anything.
oh, smart, because you already have a good rapport with the town. Yeah.
Roger.
For
Okay.
now, until we fuck it up.
Oh, they managed to go to that town for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and didn't fuck it up. So
And there was a discussion about possibly going back to that cave just northwest of Westbridge and laying the smackdown on a certain ghost that killed our kitty.
True. All right. On that note, I'm gonna go play more Final Fantasy 7. So, all right.
Fun.
Night, everybody.
I will play that in a year when it finally stops being a PS4 exclusive.
I bought a PS4 just to play it.
I know, and I